Number 14, Michaela Jackway. Number 21, Chloe Vetter. Number 31, Macy Duvall. And the batting order for the Millers, leading off and playing center field, number 1, Delaney Rundle. Hitting second, the left fielder, number 24, Reese Shalholm. Batting third and playing third base, number 16, Gabby Fowler. Hitting fourth, the first baseman, number 34, Mac Harvey. Batting fifth, the designated player, number 5, Aaron Clark. Hitting in the 6th slot,
Hello and welcome to Cherry Tree Field, home of the Carmel Greyhounds. I'm Casey Stevens, and alongside me is Gigi Welp.
That's right.
Gigi, the Greyhounds standing at 1-3 tonight, trying not to be put into the dog pound from the Noblesville Millers, who are 2-2. Now, a little bit of a challenging game tonight. The Carmel Greyhounds did get knocked out in the second round of the sectionals against the Noblesville Millers last season. What changes need to be made from both teams to where Carmel knows that they are going up against a team that has a better record than them, but they need to stand up against a team that is able to score runs constantly?
You know, Casey, Carmel's field work really needs to be improved because based on the last 3 games they've had in this season, their field work has been below par, whereas their batting has been above average. And Noblesville is a very solid team. Good field work, good batting. And if Carmel can get their field work up to par, they will definitely have a very solid chance against Noblesville.
And we don't want to see a lot of errors. So far, Noblesville only 8 errors on the season, while Carmel is above that 10 mark.
Yeah.
So a lot of errors is not something teams want to focus on. So tonight is going to be a matchup. So stay tuned to CHTV. And we're going to send it for a quick little break. And just be ready for Casey Stevens and Gigi Welp on the call.
Yeah.
Up here, and it's going to be a high pitch, so she's going to get a quick walk to start the game. Noblesville already on the bases. Gigi, Grayson Erickson's going to have to get into while Reese Solholm is going to come up to bat for Noblesville. This is the chance for Noblesville to continue getting more people on the bags.
Absolutely, Casey. Let's see what Reese has for us right now.
As Erickson is going to be the pitcher tonight for these Carmel Greyhounds, who stand at 1-3, not the best start of the season. While Noblesville is 2-2, who did knock out Carmel just a little bit, as the runner is going to try and go to second and get a free stolen base, as she's going to be called safe. Carmel's catcher not really able to sling that ball all the way over to the shortstop, Sophia Epizito.
Yeah, that was Mia Fleming, the catcher, who could not get that ball over to second fast enough.
Erickson's going to try and get into the groove here, as it's a 1-0 count for her. No outs up on the board. Game just getting started, as we just saw Delaney Rundle get a stolen base. It's an attempted bunt there. The batters for Noblesville not really trying to bite at any balls that Erickson is throwing, really just trying to get in the groove of this game. Erickson lines up for her next pitch. It's going to be a 1-0 count still, or excuse me, 1-1 count. And a bunt there. We saw Noblesville practice that way before, but it's going to be a free base for her as she gets there. And it's going to be 2 base runners now for Noblesville, so an easy bunt to get on base from Reese Solholm.
That was a very good play by Noblesville, and Carmel couldn't really seem to catch up fast enough. They didn't communicate that very well either. I saw 2 Carmel girls rush for the ball there. Better communication would have definitely saved that play.
As the power hitter for Noblesville, Gabby Fowler is going to come up to bat, being the leader for home runs for this Noblesville team. She's kind of the bright star for this team, bright future for her too, as she's going to be a scary factor for this team.
Absolutely. Here's Erickson with the pitch.
Erickson's going to line up with the pitch with 2 base runners for Noblesville as she slings that one in. It's going to be a high ball. Another attempted steal, and could not get there. Carmel 2 times, Noblesville taking the advantage there and getting on base.
See, Casey, this is what I mean when I say Carmel needs better field work, because their field work is just definitely not being up to par. especially against this Noblesville team, whose batting has been excellent so far this game.
And Mia Fleming, a little challenging for her to kind of zip that ball over there. While the sun is shining more into the players' faces who are out on the field, the batter and the catcher have the chance to really get the balls in and try and sling it while they're able. Well, we just saw Mia Fleming let that ball go past her and just let one run go on the board for Noblesville.
Very disappointing play by Carmel again. Looks like Fleming is going to go up and have a word with Erickson and the Carmel coach, Ginger Britton.
Ginger Britton just trying to calm down Erickson out there, telling her don't really lean back in your pitches, kind of just let it rip. We've seen her go out there as Erickson has been a great pitcher the first game of the season against Zionsville. She played an amazing game, and Carmel Greyhounds came out on top. Well, excuse me, they actually lost that game. So Erickson just needs to really get into the groove. And Mia Fleming, she had that pass ball, and she's really just got to get in front of those balls and not really give up any more runs, as there's another runner in scoring position for Noblesville.
Yeah, absolutely, Casey. It seems that Noblesville already has their head in the game, whereas Carmel is just now starting to get warmed up.
As still, it's going to be the power hitter for this Noblesville team, Gabby Fowler, up to bat with a 0-0 up there. So 0 outs and only a 1-0 score for this Noblesville team. So Carmel's really just trying to get back into the groove as Erickson throws a high ball there.
That was a very good pitch by Erickson. Seems Coach Britton's words have a bit of a comfort to her. Let's see how she does with this next pitch against Noblesville star Gabby Fowler.
As it's a 2-0 count for Erickson, and Fowler may have an advantage of getting on base by just getting a walk as Erickson tries to send that, and it's going to be a foul tip off of Fowler's bat. She's going to send that over the dugout.
Yeah, that went way over the fence. Wow. Anyway, another great hit by Fowler, except it was a foul ball, but we'll see how Erickson does with this next pitch.
And Fowler, being that power hitter in the first game of the season for this Noblesville team, she managed to get 2 home runs by herself. So her just really adding a lot of stats and padding up what she's already performed, as she's going to get on base here with a walk. So Erickson, not the best start for her, as she gave up a run and also allowed a few other people to get on base.
Yeah, that's true. Gabby Fowler for Noblesville has the highest batting average, so I'm surprised she wasn't able to get more than a foul ball on there.
And Mac Harvey, number 34, is going to come up now for Noblesville, the left-handed batter going against Erickson. This is the chance for her to really try and get more of her players around the bases, as one in scoring position and one on first base.
You know, Mac Harvey actually has 3 home runs. She's tied with Gabby Fowler for that.
And this is a chance to get her out, and she's going to be called out. Fowler attempted to steal, and a great comeback there for Mia Fowler to finally zip one over to the shortstop and get the first out for Carmel.
Agreed, Casey. That was a great play by Carmel, and now Mac Harvey has another chance to get another home run to add to her 3 count already.
So with one runner in scoring position for Noblesville with the score of 1-0 and 1 out, as that ball is going to be called foul there, so it's going to be a 1-2 count now. This is a chance for Erickson to get it 1 strikeout. We haven't really seen a lot of strikeouts this season, really just relying on the other players out in the infield and outfield to try and get the ball to first base and get the runners out.
Yeah, that's true, Casey, and that is unfortunate because Carmel's fielding, as I have said many times this broadcast already, is just below par. And as I was talking, Mac Harvey hit a ball all the way out to the fence. That looks like it's going to be a home run for her. So now she has 4 home runs this season.
And a great hit from her. We just saw that one go right to the back wall over the center fielder. So that's the farthest place to hit a ball in the game of softball. So we know that she has the power, and she just sent that one flying.
That was an excellent hit by Mac Harvey. I think Carmel's definitely going to have to really get warmed up even more than they already are right now in order to stop this Noblesville team, because they already having 1 home run on the board where Carmel only has 1 out. Carmel's not off to a great start here.
As it's going to be Claire Coolin up to bat for the Noblesville Millers. This is the chance for her to get back on base and continue to have the momentum gaining for this Noblesville team, as Erickson is kind of in a slump just to start the game, as she's allowed 3 runs and 1 big home run that just happened. That's going to be a called strike there, so she's down in the count early, Coolin is.
Yeah, Coolin looks like she was about to hit that ball, but Erickson's pitch was too fast for her. So let's see if Erickson can get another good pitch and hopefully get a strikeout here.
Erickson really relies more on those high balls and some little sliders to try and get in the strike zone, as that's going to be a swing and a miss there for Coolin, as she's going to be down in the count with 0-2 with a score of 3-0 for the Noblesville Millers, who still are trying to make sure Carmel remembers that this team knocked them out of the sectional round last year, and they're able to try and get that, as she's going to send that one flying, a possible other home run, and she does. So Noblesville coming out with a strong lead, getting 4 runs early with only 1 out as Erickson in a little bit of a slump there as Coolin sends that one all the way over the left fielder.
That was an excellent hit by Colin. 2 home runs in a row, Casey, for Noblesville. That is an excellent start for them. What do you have to say about this Noblesville team so far?
They're able to just see where the ball is going to be in the strike zone and swing early on it and get the ball out of the park. 2 home runs back-to-back as Mac Harvey hit the first one, and we just saw Claire Coolin hit the second one there. So Grayson Erickson needs to calm down here and find her groove as she is out of it right now.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're going to see Bella Shatko from Noblesville come up to bat. Hopefully she will be able to continue the streaks of home runs for them and get a 3rd in a row. But not if Grayson Erickson has anything to say about it, as her teammates are huddled around her. It looks like Carmel head coach Ginger Braylen is going to come out to talk to her team.
And it looks like we may have a possible pitching change early in the first, as it looks like Lucy Broughton is going to be brought into the game for Erickson, who's going to be pulled out early. Not even a full inning for her to pitch, so she was only able to get 1 out. But 4 runs early for this Noblesville team. Carmel, if they get a chance to even come up to bat, is going to have to really get on the board.
You're absolutely right about that, Casey. Let's see if Lucy Broughton can do more for this Carmel team as Bella Shatko is getting ready to come up to bat.
And Bella Shatko just really talking to her coach there, really just looking at what pitches Broughton is going to be able to pitch. She's more of a velocity pitcher. She's going to throw a lot more heat on her balls than Erickson. Erickson more of a little bit of a control pitcher, knowing where she can place the ball. As we may see a little more wild pitches from Broughton, but we're going to see a lot of heat that she can throw.
Yeah, Casey, and I'm excited to see how Bella Shatko does. It seems her fielding percentage is just as good as Delaney Rendell and Race Sejam. So let's hope that she is as good at batting as she is at fielding the ball.
And like you said, there's a lot of perfect percentages of fielding on this Noblesville team. They are able to not really have a lot of errors, as they've only had 8 on the season. But most of those have come in games where they have to fight back, and there's a lot of mistakes when you're trying to fight back in games. And it looks like real early in this game against Carmel, they're not going to even need to fight back, as they've taken an early 4-0 lead.
Yeah, that's right, Casey. And now we see Bella Shatko come up to bat, and Lucy Broughton is pitching for Carmel.
And this is going to be Lucy Broughton's first pitch of the game, as we saw Grayson Erickson called out of the game early, as that's going to be a high ball there. Lucy Broughton just trying to really calm down, get into the groove of it, as she's just trying to get her team out of this top of the first inning. Broughton's going to line up for her next pitch, as it's going to be hit high up to the shortstop, and it's going to be a quick out there. So 1 more out, and Carmel can finally get out of this tough inning that they put themselves in.
Very disappointing play for Shatko, but a very encouraging play for Carmel, as I see Lucy Broughton's teammates crowd around her, congratulating her on this out.
It looks like it's going to be Bella Shatko up to bat now. Broughton's going to send that one, and Shatko's going to send it over to the second baseman, and Carmel's going to be out of the slumpy inning that they put themselves in. So already very close to the doghouse here, as it's going to be a 4-0 lead for the Millers going into the bottom of the first. Carmel's going to need to really find a way to get their batting as par as Noblesville did.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Casey. But honestly, I think with Lucy Broughton's pitching, Carmel has a chance to get their heads back in this game. And even though they're currently down 0-4 against Noblesville, I believe that they have a chance to get that score back up and hopefully be able to get a win over this Noblesville team.
Now, Noblesville does have the advantage here, as last season they knocked Carmel down once in the regular season and then in the second round of the sectionals, and then didn't win the sectional round and got taken out by Fishers. But Carmel needs to fight in this game. They cannot allow Noblesville to take an early advantage like they've already done. So Carmel's batting really needs to step up here.
Yeah, that's true, Casey, but I did say that Carmel's batting is significantly better than their fielding, although Noblesville is definitely a very good fielding team. Let's see if they are any match for Carmel's excellent batting.
As we're going to see Lulu Van Beek for Noblesville get ready to pitch here, the junior out of Noblesville. So she's going to try and really hold Carmel from not getting any runs or any base runners, as we saw 2 home runs for this Noblesville team happen back-to-back, as we saw Mac Harvey be the first one to hit one, and that just really let the momentum continue to stay on this Noblesville team. So if they are able to hold on to it and continue the dominance that we've seen early in this game, I think they're going to be able to walk away with this game very quickly.
You know, Casey, you're right about that. Let's hope that Noblesville can keep their momentum, but also I'd really love to see some improvement from Carmel. They've had a very disappointing start to this game, as we've already mentioned, and I'd like to see them improve a little bit, but Noblesville seems to be a very solid team, and since they have beaten Carmel so many times before, you'd think that Carmel would be hungry for blood in this game, but I'm just not seeing that spirit from them tonight.
And we've not seen that spirit yet, but this is the chance for them to come out and try and flip the script here, as it may look a little scripted that Noblesville coming out on top real early just in the top of the first inning, but this is the chance for Carmel to get some base runners out there and get these girls in and around the entire field, and we need to see some home runs out of this Carmel team, as we saw Noblesville get 2 very early.
And now it looks like it's going to be Sofia Esposito, the senior from Carmel, coming out to bat.
Esposito is an amazing player to watch, a star for this Carmel team. But to note, for this Carmel team, also losing a Butler commit, Paxton Law, who decided not to play this year, a junior, committed to Butler last year. So she's not going to be on this team, and without her, we've seen Carmel struggle, as Esposito is just going to swing and a miss there as a great strike from Van Beek.
Let's see if Esposito can get a hit.
Carmel really needs some hits here, as they're not able to get hits early in games, but Lulu Van Beek, not one of the best pitchers throughout the season. It's going to be a high ball away from the catcher. So 1 ball and 1 strike for Esposito. This is a chance to really calm down, get in the head of the pitcher, and wait for the right pitch to be right down the middle and get the barrel of the bat there and kind of send it over the back fence.
Let's hope she can do that for this Carmel team, as they definitely need some momentum in this game.
Esposito is ready for the next pitch from Van Beek. She sends it, and it's right down as Esposito sends that one flying over to the right fielder, and it's going to be a quick out, as that one, just a little more power on it, could have been out of the field, but great fielding from the right fielder of Noblesville.
And that was a very disappointing play for a second, Casey. I thought that ball was going over the fence, but nonetheless, that was the very first out for Carmel, very quick out for them. Not a great start to their batting game. But now we've got number 2, Jaden Kleiner, the freshman from Carmel, up to bat.
A freshman, Jaden Kleiner, getting the chance to play on varsity games, and a lot of upside for playing some freshmen in games, getting them more experience and trying to make them be the leader of the team in the future.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Casey. And for a freshman to be on the varsity team, especially in softball, that is not a small accomplishment. So let's hope that Jaden Kleiner has some big hits in store for us right now.
As it's going to be Van Beek to send her the next pitch, and it's going to be a high ball there. So 2 balls, 0 strikes, and 1 out with a score of 4-0 for this Noblesville team. And we saw a great hit from Esposito for this Carmel team, sent to the right fielder just moments ago. But great fielding from Noblesville to get under the ball and get a quick out to put this Carmel team in a little bit of a slump here, as it's going to be called another ball. So 3 balls now for Kleiner. She has a chance to get on base here off of a walk.
And that would be a great opportunity for Carmel, especially since they have not been doing so well in this game.
As Van Beek is going to line up for her next pitch here. 3 balls, 0 strikes on for Kleiner. She's going to get on. Oh, it's going to be called a strike there.
Ooh.
Thought about it, and the umpire just called it a strike.
Yeah, I saw Kleiner throw her bat down. She was about ready to walk to first base, but unfortunately, umpire called a strike. So now she's going to have the chance to hit another one.
Now, Kleiner looks more like a power hitter there. We see a lot of speed on that swing with her warm-ups. So if she's able to get the barrel of the bat on the ball, she may be able to send that one flying, as it's going to be a foul tip there. So 3-2 count. This is the chance for either to get a strikeout for Van Beek or a walk for Kleiner to get on base and try and sway the momentum on the Carmel side.
Good point, Casey. And I'm saying, you're right, a lot of power from Jane Kleiner's swings. She could definitely be a home run hitter for this Carmel team.
And a lot of home runs early in this game, but more on the Noblesville side, as Noblesville has been able to get 2 home runs in this game to give them the advantage to a 4-0 lead, as Kleiner really likes to practice that swing. We've seen her take 4 times now to call time and just get that swing ready, as the next pitch is there, and she's going to be swing and a miss, and Van Beek is going to get the first strikeout of the game for Noblesville. So 2 outs now, and the next batter up for Carmel is going to be Hope McDonald, a power hitter. We've seen her hit a lot of home runs early in this season.
Yeah, Casey, Hope McDonald is probably the best player on Carmel. She has the best on-base percentage, most runs, and best slugging percentage, and the most doubles. So she is definitely a senior powerhouse from Carmel.
And it's going to be a called strike there, as that one was sent right down the middle. McDonald really just stared at that one. She's going to try and find a way to get a 2-out rally started for this Carmel team.
Let's see if she can do it, Casey.
As Van Beek is waiting for the next pitch, she's going to send that one just outside, so a 1-1 count now for McDonald. earlier this year against Zionsville, McDonald kind of swayed Carmel and was able to really fight back in that game, but Noblesville was just able to hit a few home runs and try and get a lot of people on the bags, Zionsville was able to get a lot of people on the bags and just kind of round out that game, and Carmel lost their first game of the season, but this is the chance for Carmel to try and get their 1-3 record and try and advance to 2-3, and this is a chance for Noblesville to hold on and try and fight out of being 500 and become 3-2.
And that was a foul ball from Hope McDonald.
As McDonald still fighting, as it's going to be a 2-2 count with 2 outs, score 4-0, Noblesville ahead. As McDonald is really just trying to stay in this one as she's able to swing and make contact, but she's trying to get that ball in play and possibly round more bases than what she normally can do. McDonald waits for the next pitch, and she sends that one. It's going to be a high foul ball over the back stand by the Carmel dugout.
You know, Casey, Hope McDonald is the player that I have the most hope for Carmel, so if she can't get a hit against this Noblesville team, I'm not really sure who else can.
Most literally, Hope McDonald has the most hope here for this Carmel team, as that one's going to be sent. It's going to be the same swing and basically the same pitch as she's staying alive at this at-bat. 2-2 count for her with 2 outs, and it's a 4-0 lead for this Noblesville team. McDonald just trying to stay in here and start a 2-out rally for this Carmel team.
Hope McDonald's still up to bat.
McDonald's been up here for quite some time, so getting in the head of Van Beek as she's hitting another foul ball, so staying alive and making contact on almost every pitch that Van Beek is throwing. So she's really able to find a way to get in the pitcher's head.
You know, Casey, you're right about that. Van Beek is a very, very good pitcher, but it seems that Hope McDonald has altered her vibe a little bit out here.
Let's see if Hope McDonald has a chance to make contact and put this one in play, as that one's going to be called ball. So no swing on that one and just an outside throw. So 3-2 count now for McDonald, a chance to get on base by a walk or a hit, but also a chance for Van Beek to get another strikeout, as she did just strike out Jaden Kleiner for Carmel. Van Beek is going to line up the next pitch, and another foul ball, so McDonald is still able to stand up in this at-bat.
McDonald really taking up a lot of time up to bat here, as it looks like Van Beek had to get another ball from the umpire.
And this may be one of the longest at-bats that McDonald has put herself in throughout this season. Early in this season, lots of games to be played for this Carmel and Noblesville team. So McDonald just trying to get in the groove and try and make contact. She's going to let that one go high and away, and a chance for Carmel to finally get someone on base, as McDonald is going to be walked in her at-bat.
Finally, a chance for Carmel to be on a base. So let's see if Hope McDonald can get at least a point on the board for Carmel.
And next up, it's going to be number 23, the senior Lily Sullivan, up to bat, a chance to advance Hope McDonald around the bases if she can send one flying out to the outfield and over the fence. Van Beek is going to line up a new batter for her. She's going to send that one in a foul ball called just off the fence, as we're going to continue to see these Carmel players swing at every pitch that Van Beek is throwing at them, and they are able to stay alive, and they just need one to fly over the heads of the infielders to get into the outfield and in play. Another pitch as she sends that one straight to the center fielder, and it's going to be caught. Great power swing, and we just saw Noblesville have a shutout inning, only allowing one base runner to get on base for this Carmel team, but a great performance out of Van Beek for this Noblesville team.
And yeah, Casey, it was a very disappointing inning for Carmel, as they have no points on the board and Noblesville still has 4. So what do you think Carmel's chances are of coming back for this game?
No, I think Carmel just needs to focus more on pitching. If they are able to close out this this Noblesville team in this next few innings and try and slowly fight back, get maybe 1 run in the next at-bat and maybe 2 after that, and kind of make it a close game and not allow Noblesville to get any more players on base, that's what they're going to try and rely on.
I think you're right, Casey, and I think Noblesville needs to watch their cockiness a little bit. If they get too up in their own heads, they're going to lose their concentration, and Carmel's going to be able to come back. So I think they definitely have to be careful about that as Carmel now runs into the infield. As
we're going to continue to see Lucy Braun, the pitcher for Carmel, as Grayson Erickson not even able to complete one full inning and only getting 1 out, but allowed 4 runs. And then a quick change from the head coach, Ginger Britton, for this Carmel team to put in Lucy Braun, who really completed that inning, not allowing any runs and 2 quick outs. So Carmel is really going to rely on her to close out this game.
That's right, Casey. Let's hope that Lucy Braun does a very good job at pitching this game so that she can get some outs for Carmel just as quickly as Noblesville did.
And up next is going to be number 7 for this Noblesville team, Addy Emerson, the sophomore, having a chance to start this game or start the inning off with a quick person on base for Noblesville. As Broughton is just going to line up for her next pitch. Since that one, it's going to be a quick swing through the gap of third base and shortstop as she's going to get on base quickly and give the momentum still on the side of Noblesville.
Lucy Sullivan dove for that ball over by third base and just missed it. Just very disappointing play for Carmel because it allowed sophomore from Noblesville to get onto first base.
And Tatum ball number 2 is going to be up to bat as one pitch, one swing, and one person on base for Noblesville. Broughton still waiting for the pitch called from the catcher. She's possibly going to throw a strike here or even a high ball to try and make them swing, but it's going to be a foul ball called there as Ball tried to go for a quick bunt to try and advance the runner to second.
Tatum Ball tried to do a quick bunt there, but nonetheless it did not work out very well for her, so let's see if she can get an actual hit in here.
As she tried to go for the sacrifice bunt, but no chance to really make contact with the bat, and the ball just went above her head and was called foul. As Broughton's going to send that one inside, but the runner's going to try and go to second, and she's going to get another stolen base, as Noblesville has been able to get 3 stolen bases early in this game with the score of 4-0, and we're only in the top of the second.
No, Casey, that's another example of Carmel's poor fieldship, just their inability to stop those stolen bases.
As Broughton is just really trying to get in the groove of things. 0 outs and allowed 1 runner to get on first. As that one's going to be sent, and it's going to be a great catch by the second baseman, Jaden Kleiner, having almost had to jump real high up for that one, but she was able to get her glove on it and get a first out on the board for Carmel in the top of the second.
An excellent play by Jaden Kleiner, definitely getting her head in the game there for Carmel and getting a quick out here for Noblesville.
As we're going to be at the top of the order now for these Noblesville Millers, as we're going to see Delaney Rundle, the sophomore, come up to bat, as she's just going to try and run at that one. Not really understanding what she was trying to do there as she ran away from the ball. May have been a little scared of it.
Me neither, Casey. That could have been a ball from Lucy Broughton, but I'm not sure.
As it's going to be a 1-0 count now, as Broughton's going to send her next pitch. And the same thing again, I think it's a chance to get in the catcher's head as that one went off her foot, went off Mia Fleming's foot, and the runner from second is going to advance to third.
We're definitely going to have to see Mia Fleming step up her game here if she's going to get to stop Noblesville from getting another point on the board here.
As Broughton's going to line up with a 2-0 count on the, it's a 2-0 count on Rundle as she's going to continue to do what we've seen all game and really just kind of run away from the ball and really just try and get on base by balls. Broughton's going to try and control this game and go at her own pace. If she can do that, she's going to be able to have the entire game in her hands as the base runner, Rundle, is going to get on base just by balls.
Unfortunate play from Lucy Broughton and from Mia Fleming. This pair does not seem to be the most dynamic of duos. Let's hope to see some better pitches from Lucy Broughton so we can get some more strikeouts for Noblesville. As
the next batter is going to be Reese Showhome. She's going to be up to bat for Noblesville. So 2 base runners, 1 in scoring position for Noblesville. And a chance for Showhome to really draw in everyone as she almost attempted a sacrifice bunt. They're going to allow the runner from first to advance to second there. So possible now 2 runners in scoring position, 1 on third and one on second for Noblesville. So Showhome really needs to bring this one home.
Yeah, Carmel's put themselves in a very dangerous position with a runner on third and on second.
As Broughton needs to find a strikeout here. It's going to be called ball now. So 2-0 count with only 1 out. We saw an amazing catch from Jaden Kleiner. The second baseman jumped up and got her head into the game and really got her glove on the ball to get an out and hold the runner at second, who then advanced to third. But Carmel needs to continue great fielding. We saw Jaden Kleiner have that as we're going to have a swing and a miss there from Showhome. So didn't understand what she was trying to do there as she kind of ran too early and swung the bat.
Yeah, you know, Casey, I don't understand Noblesville's strategy of running towards the ball. That's not something you would normally do in softball, but then again, I'm not a player.
As we continue to see it, I think it's a chance to really get in the head of the pitcher and kind of cover up the view of the catcher, because if you have someone on first base and you're running across their line of view, they're not going to be able to see if someone on first base is really advancing to second yet. And that may be the strategy. While there is no one on first base now, I think the strategy is just to show that this is what we can do, as Carmel has a chance to get a double play here. And they do not, as they only get one runner out at first, but we just saw a great base running from Addy Emerson to continue the lead, as it's going to be a 5-0 lead now for this Noblesville team.
Yeah, that was a very good play by Carmel. Unfortunately, they could not stop the hit from third base runner, but they did stop, what was her name? Reese Stoljon from getting to first base.
And up next is going to be the power hitter for this Noblesville team, Gabby Fowler. Last at bat, got on base just by a walk, so this is a chance to continue the stretch that Noblesville has allowed, as their entire dugout is cheering on their team. We're not seeing a lot of noise from any of the players who are not playing from Carmel, so a lot of quietness, and that may be the difference, as energy in softball is what you need to win games.
You're definitely right about that, Casey, as looks like Mia Fleming picked up the ball there.
And Mia Fleming can't really hold on to the ball. It looks like a little bit of butterfingers out there on her. She needs to hold on to the ball and make sure none of these balls go past her and allow more runs. As once runner is in scoring position and 2 outs are on the board, but a score of 5-0, Carmel in a hole that they've dug themselves, and Noblesville is just able to ride high, as that one's going to be called ball there. So a 2-0 count with 2 outs now.
Yeah, it looked like Gabby Fowler almost had to move out of the way of that ball there, so definitely a good call in the ump to call that a ball.
If I saw Lucy Broughton throwing a pitch at me and it looked like it was about to hit me, I would move out of the way too, because she's throwing a lot of heat.
Absolutely, Casey, and it looks like that ball went between Mia Fleming's legs as she throws it back to Lucy Broughton.
So a 3-0 count now, a chance for Fowler to get on base again by walking, and this just looks like very pitiful play out of Carmel. Not a lot of control on the pitches. As Broughton lines up for the next one in a high ball, so Fowler is just going to get onto base once again by balls. So one runner in scoring position and one on first base for this Noblesville team, as Mac Harvey is going to come up to bat now for Noblesville. Last time she was up, she rounded the bases and sent that one over center field, over the fence there. So this is a chance for her to get 2 home runs in this game, but with a new pitcher in, with Lucy Broughton and Grayson Erickson, who came out early in the first, it's going to be a little bit of a change on her batting styles. That's going to be a far ball, and Mia Fleming able to control that one.
Yeah, let's hope that Mia Fleming can instead strike out Mac Harvey instead of Mac getting another home run for Noblesville, as Noblesville is ahead 5-0 over Carmel with a runner on third and a runner on first.
Broughton's going to line up for her next pitch against Harvey. It's going to be a high ball, a chance for the base runner from third to advance, and she does. So Delaney Rundle going to round the bases basically, as she went from first to second to third and now home to extend the lead to Noblesville, as it's going to be a 6-0 lead. So we're getting close to that 10 runs rule that softball has, where once a team hits 10 runs, you give another chance to the other team to come up to bat. But if they're not able to get any runs on board, then the game will be called over.
And that seemed to be a very poor play for Mia Fleming, as Lucy Broughton ran for home plate to hopefully get the ball from Fleming, but Fleming could not get the ball to Broughton in time.
As we're going to see if Broughton is able to close out this inning with 2 outs, as it is 6-0, as Harvey's going to send that one right to her. Great fielding from Broughton, as that's going to end the top of the second inning.
Yeah, that was excellent fielding from Broughton. Mac Harvey just hit the ball right to her glove, and she handed it over to first base immediately.
And we're going to have the bottom of the second starting, as Carmel needs to find a way to get in the groove of things. If they have not been able to get any hits, and just need to find a way to get on the board here.
You're absolutely right about that, Casey. Now looks like it's going to be Carmel's turn up to bat. Let's see if they can get any points on the board for them, because currently they are still down 0-6 against these Noblesville Millers tonight.
And the Millers are knowing that they are able to knock off a strong team like Carmel, like they did in the second round of the sectionals last year, and like they did also in the regular season of last year. So Carmel needs to find a way to bounce back here and possibly get some runs or get some, even just anyone on base for this Carmel team, as we haven't seen a lot of Carmel fans here tonight, and it looks like probably more Millers fans showed up to this game than Carmel fans.
I think you're right about that, Casey. I am seeing significantly more Millers fans here than I am Greyhounds fans, which is strange considering that this is a home game for Carmel.
And like you said, a home game for Carmel, but we haven't seen a lot of support from the fans here.
And now we've got the Noblesville Millers in the field. Carmel's still in their dugout.
And we're going to see Lulu Van Beek, the pitcher for this Noblesville team, who had a great performance in the first inning, and she's going to try and find a way to continue that here in the bottom of the second. If she's able to, she may be able to close out the rest of this game.
It looks like number 13, Carmel's own catcher, Mia Fleming, is going to be up to bat here for Carmel.
Let's see if her hitting may be a little better than her catching today. Fleming's going to be up to bat to start the bottom of the second, as Lulu Van Beek is going to be up to pitch.
Fleming is batting left-handed today.
And a swing and a miss there as a great pitch from Van Beek. Put some heat on that one to really make Fleming think about when she should swing. Van Beek just really in control of this entire game as she was able to shut out Carmel, and just the batting from Noblesville this entire game has been amazing, as Fleming is going to be called out there as she hit that one straight to the third baseman, who threw it all the way over to first, as we're going to see the next batter for Carmel, Isabel Davis, come up to bat.
Another disappointing play from Carmel, already an out on the very first very first player up to bat for Carmel. Definitely not a great start to this bottom of the second for them. So let's see if our next batter for Carmel will be able to do any better against Noblesville's resident fantastic pitcher, Van Beek.
As Van Beek is able to really control this entire game, like we've said from the beginning, she's able to get anything she wants. And this is the thing for Noblesville. If they can control the game in pitching, they can control the entire game. That's what they've done. They controlled the game in fielding, they controlled the game in batting and pitching. So Carmel not able to break the strong entire team of Noblesville down.
I can see Ginger Britton trying to share some words of wisdom with Isabel Davis over here.
Davis needs to find a way to get on base to sway the momentum, as another swing and a miss there. So a 1-2 count with 0 outs, 6-0. Noblesville in control of the entire game, and Carmel's just trying to find a way to climb up the hill that Noblesville is on. Van Beek is going to line up for her next pitch here. A 1-2 count, a chance for another strikeout, and it's going to be a high ball, so a 2-2 count now on Davis.
Let's see if Davis can get over her nerves here and get another hit for Carmel.
Van Beek is going to find a way to strike out Davis, as we've seen her have 3 strikeouts already in this game, as she sends that one and another strikeout there, called it right there. So Van Beek is able to continue the streak of just destroying every batter who comes up for Carmel.
And now it's going to be Alex Longstreth for Carmel up to bat.
And Alex Longstreth, the center fielder for Carmel, so far has played a great game, as the one ball that was hit directly to her was caught in fielding, but batting, this is her first chance to bat, as Carmel not really able to get any batters on base. We've only seen one batter who was walked earlier in this game for Carmel, so Longstreth has the chance that she actually puts that one into play. It's going to be a quick foul ball and caught, and the bottom of the second is going to finish. So going into the third, a 6-0 lead for Noblesville. Carmel needs to find a way on defense to shut down this Noblesville team.
You're right, Casey. This has not been the best start for Carmel. I think Carmel's little stints in the infield are definitely much longer, because Noblesville seems to be a much better batting team, whereas Carmel's batting and fielding is not up to par, which is why Noblesville seems to have dominated the home plate for this entire game. So we still have Noblesville 6-0 leading Carmel going into the top of the third inning. Casey, what hopes do you have for Carmel this game?
To be honest, I don't think there's much hope that Carmel can find in this game, as Hope McDonald, like you said, what might have been the brightest star for this team. We haven't really seen her come and get the chance, as no one else on her team is able to get on base to really have her come back up to bat. But this defense for Carmel is what needs to change. We saw an amazing play from Kleiner, who was able to really reach out and get the ball, but since then, the pitching has not been the best. Erickson did not perform up to her standard that she knows that she can, and Braun was able to at least slow it down and only allow 2 runs in the second and close out that first. But Carmel needs to find a way to continue to cut down on a strong team, as Aaron Clark for Noblesville is going to come up to bat.
And even though Carmel has 2 very good pitchers, Erickson and Broughton, neither of them can compare to Lulu Van Beek, who just is a fantastic pitcher. How many strikeouts did she have? 3? 4? 4 now. 4 strikeouts just by the top of the third inning. So an excellent pitcher for Noblesville.
And the senior Aaron Clark is going to send that one through the gap of third base once again. That's the same pitch that started the basically second inning that happened, the same hit too. So being able to attack the side that Lily Sullivan, the third baseman, is defending, she's not really to reach out to get her glove on the ball. So that's the thing that Noblesville is taking advantage of.
You're definitely right about that, Casey. That's the second time Lucy Sullivan has dove onto the dirt and still failed to get the ball for Carmel.
As up next, it's going to be Taylor Thompson looking to sacrifice bunt as Mia Fleming has the chance to get out the base runner from second base, but she's going to be called safe, and she calls time as she's going to go to quick stolen base.
And up next to bat for Noblesville, looks like we have Taylor Thompson.
Taylor Thompson up to bat as Broughton needs to find control of this game as it's basically slipping out of her hands. And this is a chance for Noblesville to continue the dominance as she's going to throw that one high and away, not giving a chance for Thompson to even swing on that one.
Let's see if Lucy Broughton can knock out Thompson to hopefully get her first strikeout of this game.
As Broughton needs to find a way, as it looks like Noblesville's really kind of playing with the head of Broughton, saying, I'm going to bunt here, but then changes it at the last minute and finally swings, but that's going to be a foul ball now. So a 2-1 count with 0 outs, but the score is 6-0 with a possible base runner for Noblesville in scoring position on second base.
You're right, Casey. These are very clever plays from Noblesville between the fake bunts and the obscuring the catcher's field of vision. Definitely some clever plays from Noblesville that I have not seen from Carmel.
Like you said, Carmel, with a new head coach of Ginger Britton, needs to find a way to really connect with all the players out there, as we've seen a few mistakes in Noblesville being able to find the gaps in defense that this Carmel has. As that one's going to be shot right up into the air to the left fielder of Ella Weir, as she's able to catch that one and hold the base runner at second.
An excellent catch by Ella Weir in the outfield. So that'll be Carmel's first out of this inning.
So 1 out up on the board to the top of the third. Lucy Braun has a chance to really kind of close out this inning if she's able to strike out 2 more batters. But up next to bat is Bella Shatko.
Lucy Braun preparing to throw a pitch.
Broughton lines that one up, and it's going to be a called ball now. So a 1-0 count with a 1 out, score 6-0 here on the home turf of the Carmel Greyhounds. Not really able to defend it that well, as they gave up 4 runs in the first and had a pitching change very early to put in Broughton, who's kind of slowed down the scoring machine of the Noblesville Millers. As she sends her next pitch, that one's going to be called fair, as that one's going to bounce off the third base. And Noblesville is going to take a lead, holding the base runner at second, but Noblesville getting 1 runner around Aaron Clark around all the bases and slides into the home plate to have a 7-0 lead.
A very showy home little hit from Aaron Clark as she slid into base with no pressure behind her. And another unfortunate play for Carmel as they now are down 7.
And Brown's going to be up to bat now as Noblesville controlling this entire game. Broughton needs to find a way to close out this inning with only giving up 1 run. But that's going to be off the foot of Fleming, and that's just, off the foot actually of Addy Emerson to just advance the base runner. So now 2 runners on base, and up to bat now is going to be Tatum Ball, the senior for this Noblesville team.
I haven't seen some great pitches from Lucy Broughton this inning, as we have 1 runner on first and 1 on second for Noblesville, and already 1 hit for them with only 1 out. Let's hope to see some better pitches from her.
And it looks like over in the bullpen that Grayson Erickson is warming up, as that ball is going to be sent over to Alex Longstreth. He's going to catch it, and now all base runners are going to be held at their assigned bases. So Carmel's defense trying to step up. Their outfielders have made great plays. As we saw a ball hit over to Ella Weir, and she caught that one quickly, and Alex Longstreth saving a great hit from Ball. So 2 outs now and a chance for Broughton to close out this inning as she's able to hold Delaney Rundle at home plate. Broughton lines up for her next pitch as it's a 7-0 score. An attempt to run at the ball and swing, and it's going to be an out. So great inning from Broughton as a few mistakes were out there, but defense from Carmel stepped up and only allowed 1 run as Broughton, great pitching change, came into the game in the basically after 1 out in the first inning and kind of slowed down the scoring machine of the Millers.
That's right, Casey. And although Carmel has had a better infield inning, better bottom of the third inning this time around, I still would like to see them get some points on the board as they still are being led by Noblesville 7-0 with hardly any action on the bases.
And this is a chance for Carmel to get action on the bases as they need to find a way to get on base and find a way to really get their base runners to advance, as no one's really been able to, one, get on base at all. One, no one's able to hit off of the great pitching performance of Lulu Van Beek. And this is the chance for Carmel, if they just slow down the scoring machine of Noblesville, this is the chance now that's saying, hey, we're in your head, we just slowed you down. This is our chance to get on base now.
Yeah, that's right, Casey. And now I see Ella Weir warming up to bat for Carmel.
As Ella Weir warming up now, as Van Beek is just trying to get back into the groove of things, that she's not giving up anyone to get on really around any of the bases, and Carmel held scoreless as it's a 7-0 lead for the Noblesville Millers.
Looks like Van Beek is still warming up with her catcher for Noblesville.
Is that one really just some warm-up pitches to try and get back in the groove of things. So Gigi, this Noblesville team, 2-2 on the season. Started off the season amazing, had 1 great win, and then kind of slowed down their pace. They lost a big game, and then they lost another big game, and then they really came out of nowhere and won 10-3. Very recently, they've played 2 games back-to-back, so this week in total, they've played 3 games in a row. This is their 3rd game of the week, and they are playing the Carmel Greyhounds, and they have really been in control of the entire game.
Yeah, Casey, you can really tell that they have had a lot of experience this week, as they are definitely playing better than Carmel in every arena of this game.
As you can tell, out on the infield, there's going to be 5 infielders, so the entire right field is wide open, as Noblesville is not even going to attempt to put someone over there, as they think that Ella Weir is not even going to attempt to send the ball that direction, as they know that she can really only hit it to the left side of the field. Weir just running away from the ball. So a 1-1 count with 0 outs, score 7-0 here on the home turf of the Carmel Greyhounds, as Noblesville has been able to penetrate anything. And another called ball there, so it looks like Noblesville might just let Weir get on base here on ball. So maybe a walk on Van Beek, maybe a good call from the coach, maybe a bad call.
We are getting some practice swings in here between pitches.
And a swing and a miss as Weir attempted to really run at the ball and swing it at the same time. So can't tell what the strategy here that Ginger Britton is telling her players to do. But Ella Weir, 2-2 count now. She's tied in the count. She has a chance to get another called ball here, as it's a check swing, but it hit the dirt and it's going to be called out there. So Carmel up to bat next is going to be Lucy Broughton.
Another disappointing play from Carmel. Although Ella Weir did do better than most of the batters we've seen up for Carmel so far, still nonetheless Carmel has 0 batters on any of the bases. So let's hope that our star pitcher Lucy Broughton has some big hits in store for us.
As you said, the star pitcher Lucy Broughton up to bat now. Chance to get on base, and I think it's an advantage for pitchers facing other pitchers when batting, because they can see what pitches are coming at them since they know how to throw them, for one, but they can also tell this pitch is going to go here. It's going to be a swing and a miss on Broughton, so an 0-1 count.
Broughton preparing for her next pitch.
And it just looked like a changeup was thrown there. We're going to see what could happen here. No wind out there. It was on the players, just the sun shining right directly in the eyes of the pitcher, so it may be a little difficult for these pitchers to see where the ball is going to be released and anything like that, as that ball is going to be another swing and a miss. So a strikeout for Van Beek, her 5th of the game, in control of this entire game, as it's the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Carmel needs to find a way to get on base here, as they're going to be putting in Sophia Esposito finally at the top of the batting order. So Carmel has a chance to really advance some runners now if Esposito can get on base.
You're right about that, Casey, and I did say that Carmel's batting was significantly better than their fielding, and I will stand by that. However, their batting has not been as good as I had originally hoped this game.
Their batting has not been to par as Esposito thought about the bunt there, but pulled back quickly as she's going to be down in the count early, 0-1 with 2 outs, score 7-0 for this Noblesville team. We saw early in this game, Noblesville was able to come out hot, guns a-blazing, and really get 2 home runs quickly, one by Mac Harvey, and then right after her, another one, as that one's going to be a high ball, so 1-1 count now.
And fun fact about Sophia Esposito, she is second in runs for this Carmel team with 5 runs. So she is another good hope for this Carmel team.
She's able to round all the bases and get to home plate quickly. There's another ball there, so it's going to be a 2-1 count now. Esposito, the count is on her side. She needs to get on base for Carmel to really have a chance in this game as they are down 7-0, something that they are not used to do.
Yeah, second only in runs to Hope McDonald. Sophia Esposito definitely has some hope to get onto a base either by walking or hitting.
And it's going to be a called strike there. It's a 2-2 count. Now, even in the count, Esposito needs to find a way to really kind of steer the momentum that Noblesville has on their side, as Noblesville has been able to get runs every inning that they play. Carmel has been held scoreless by a great pitching performance, as that one's going to be sent up into the air towards the center fielder and called out as the inning is going to be ending, and Carmel cannot find a way to get anyone on base.
That was another very short inning for Carmel at bat. Another very disappointing inning. I feel like I've said that about 20 times in this game, but I just have no other words for Carmel's performance this game.
No other words than I would say really not playing up to par at all. Carmel's not finding the way to get on base. Their defense has not been good. Their pitching has not been the best. And Noblesville being in control of the entire game.
You're definitely right about that, Casey Stevens, as Carmel comes out into the infield and Noblesville comes up to bat. Let's hope that Carmel can get Noblesville off the bat as fast as Noblesville was able to get Carmel off the bat.
And it looks like Broughton's still going to be the pitcher for Carmel. She was able to slow down the scoring machine of the Noblesville Millers, as in the first inning, Carmel gave up 4 runs, second gave up 2, and in the third only gave up 1. So Broughton's kind of been a hidden star for this Carmel team, as they haven't played up to par, but she has been able to slow down the scoring.
Yeah, it looks like Grayson Erickson is not going to get another chance at pitcher. She had her chance early in the game, and I think had a hit and a home run scored on her. So Lucy Brown was brought out, and we are going to be, Carmel's going to be sticking with Lucy as pitcher for the rest of this game.
As we're going to see Reese Shoho come up to bat now for Noblesville, the chance to get on base early in the top of the 4th inning and be in control of this game as an attempted bunt, but it's going to be called strike as a bunt and run there, as if you're able to bunt the ball and really put that in play, drop your bat and get to first base. That's the plan that she was thinking of.
Let's see if Lucy Braun can strike out her first player of the game here.
As Braun lines up for her next pitch, sends that one and another strike, so she has a chance now to strike out a batter, something that we have not seen at all from her in this game. As Shoho is still up to bat here against Broughton. Broughton has the count on her side as she sends that one, and it's going to be outside ball, and Shoho didn't even attempt to swing on that one, just running away from it.
Mia Fleming nearly had to dive to get that ball.
If Mia Fleming she started off not the best in this game with a lot of balls going past her, but she's been able to pick it up as that ball is going to be sent over to Alex Longstreth, the 3rd time that's been like that, and she has been able, every ball that has been hit to her, she has been able to close the gap and get to it every time.
I can see the other Carmel players congratulating both Lucy Braun and Alex Longstreth on an excellent out.
Excellent out, so a great chance for Carmel to continue the momentum, as next up to bat is going to be the power hitter, Gabby Fowler.
That's right, Fowler up to bat for Noblesville.
Fowler's going to send that one flying over the right field line. It's going to be a home run for Noblesville, as Noblesville is going to extend their lead now to 8-0.
Well, Casey, I don't even know what to say at this point.
It's just been a very disappointing game for Carmel as nothing has gone their way. Everything has been on the side of Noblesville as they were able to come into the home turf of Carmel and very dominate the entire game.
That's right, Casey. Noblesville is dominating this game, and it seems that Carmel has nothing to say about it.
Noblesville has been very baller this game.
Indeed they have been. Noblesville's mentality has just been very baller. It's a good way to put it, Casey. Thank you. All right, and it looks like we will have Mac Harvey up to bat now. Carmel's got to be careful with this one because she already has one home run under her belt.
And the last time a home run was hit for Noblesville, a back-to-back home run was hit right after that. So Mac Harvey, who just had a home run hit earlier in the first inning, has a chance to match it as Broughton throws one ball.
And a far right pitch from Broughton. Called ball by the ump.
And 2 balls now and only 1 out after we just saw an amazing home run hit over the right field line, as that one's going to be right down the middle and called strike as Harvey just watched that one go right into Fleming's glove.
Very good start to this for Lucy Broughton, as Mac Harvey may just get struck out here.
As Broughton's going to line up for her next pitch and a high ball there, so a 2-2 count now as a chance to strike out the power hitter of Harvey. Broughton's going to just wait for the call from the catcher of what pitch she should throw. Lines up for that one. Sends that one. It's going to be right down the middle, but a foul tip into the stands. Hopefully no one gets hit, and no one does, so everyone kind of ran away from that. Gigi, I will tell you, a few days ago, I was just at HSC and did a baseball game over there, and almost every car was hit. I can tell you that. The parking lot is right next to the field, and a lot of foul balls as that one's going to be shot over to the second baseman, and an out is going to be called. So 2 outs now as Carmel only giving up 1 run, and that was a home run, but an 8-0 lead for this Noblesville team.
Yes, yeah, Casey. It seems that Carmel is finally starting to play up to par, but it seems that they are a little bit late in the game as they are already down by 8 points against Noblesville.
Up next now for Noblesville is going to be Erin Clark. This is a chance for her to extend the lead for Noblesville and possibly get another home run, as we saw Lucy Broughton give up one earlier in this inning. It's going to be low and away, so a called ball.
This is another chance for Lucy Broughton to get another strikeout and a chance for Carmel to quickly get Noblesville off the plate and get Carmel back on the plate to hopefully get some points on the board.
If Broughton's able to close out this inning, Carmel has a chance to get up to bat in the bottom of the 4th, and it's going to be a called strike there. Great pitch from Broughton as Clark just kind of watched that one, an inside strike, so not really a good chance to get the barrel of the bat on that one. Broughton's going to line up for our next pitch to Clark. A 1-1 count with 2 outs, 8-0 lead. And a cutter there as that one's just going to be right into the dirt over to the left fielder, Ella Weir, but that's going to be called a foul ball. So a 1-2 count. Counts on the side of Carmel. 2 outs and a chance to get out of this tough inning.
Erin Clark doing some practice swings in between pitches here as Lucy Broughton prepares to deliver the next pitch.
As Broughton has a chance to strike out a strong hitter of Clark, lines up for her next pitch. Sends that one down the middle, but it's going to be a called foul ball once again. So same place where she hit the last one, just almost put that one into play.
Looks like Erin Clark may be spending a little bit more time on home plate than she intended to today.
We did see Hope McDonald for Carmel spend a good amount of time up there. It felt like an eternity for her as she was able to stay alive with a 3-2 count and almost hit every single ball out of play and not really get one in play, as that one's going to be an inside ball. So it's going to be a 2-2 count now with 2 outs.
An excellent chance for Lucy Broughton to get her first strikeout of this game.
And it is the bottom of the 4th inning here. So 8-0 lead, bottom of the 4th inning, a chance for Broughton to strike out the batter and go into the 5th, as that one's going to just get into the dirt. No attempt to swing on that one. So 3-2 count now. A chance for Noblesville to extend the lead that they have earned 8-0, as pitching has not been the best for Carmel, but this may be a promising inning as they've only given up 1 home run.
Lucy Braun preparing to deliver the next pitch.
And another one into the dirt as it's going to be a walk. So one base runner now for Noblesville, as that could have been a great performance for Broughton if she was able to control the ball.
Definitely not how I was hoping that to end, Casey, as I was hoping Broughton to strike out Erin Clark there, but unfortunately she got to walk to first base, and now we have got number 18, Taylor Thompson, up to bat for Noblesville.
And Taylor Thompson, last time she was up to bat, a walk, so this is a chance to really advance the base runner that we just saw Erin Clark get on base. So Broughton needs to find a way to close out this inning with 2 outs. The bottom of the 4th inning score 8-0. And a great hit over to Alex Longstreth. That one may be gone. And it is over the back wall of the center fielder and rounding the bases as we just saw an amazing hit from Taylor Thompson. 10-0 lead now on the bottom of the 4th. Carmel looks distraught out there, not really to find any momentum on their side as Noblesville has had this entire game in their hands.
You know, Casey, this is definitely the worst game for Carmel that I have observed. As I was preparing for this game, I saw losses from 5 points to 2 points, and Carmel is currently down 10 points at the bottom of the 4th inning. So this is definitely not the performance I was hoping to see from Carmel tonight. I thought that they and Noblesville were pretty evenly matched, but as we can tell from the score of this game and Carmel's lack of score, they are not evenly matched. Noblesville seems to be a significantly better team with their playing, their pitching, their batting, their fielding. All of it is just above par compared to Carmel.
It's the chance for Brown to finally close out the inning as we did just see her give up the 2nd home run of this inning. And she may be a little angry after that, so she's going to send that one right down the middle. And it's going to be Bella Shatko who's going to be up to bat for this Noblesville team. Top of the 4th inning for this Noblesville team. Carmel just really trying to get another chance to bat as they do not want to be closed out of this game as it's going to be off the hand of Shatko. So just a chance for her to get on base, and Noblesville in control of this entire game from the start.
Yeah, that's right, Casey. An unfortunate pitch from Lucy Braun is whenever the ball seems to hit the batter, that means they get an immediate walk. So,
as it looks like the head coach for Carmel is getting the explanation from the umpire of what she saw. So just some explanation out there, not trying to fight any umpires as they can throw you out. We haven't seen it yet, but we do not want any kerfuffle out there.
No, we do not want any kerfuffle, Casey. Good word choice.
As Brown is going to try and get out of this tough inning that she's put her team in as she sends that one down the middle, but it's going to be called a ball, so into the dirt. As for Noblesville, it's going to be Addy Emerson up to bat.
Let's hope that Addy Emerson can get another run for Noblesville.
As we've seen 2 home runs in this game, in this inning, as that one's going to be called high strike. Broughton is just lining up for her next pitch. 1-1 count, 2 outs, score 10-0 here on the home field of the Carmel Greyhounds as that one's going to be called a high ball now. So 2-1 count, chance for Broughton to close out this inning against the strong hitter of Taylor Thompson.
Let's hope that Lucy Braun can quickly strike out Taylor Thompson and get back up to bat before it's too late for them to get any points on the board in this game.
As that one's going to be a high ball once again. So a 3-1 count with 2 outs. Carmel's just trying to possibly give her a ball to put into play, as we've seen almost every ball put into play hit over into the center and left fielder of Ella Weir and Alex Longstreth. Alex Longstreth that's had a lot of activity in her center field position today, as that one's going to be hit directly to her and hits the fence and off the back wall. So a chance for her to round the bases, as we're going to see Noblesville get in, and we saw Bella Shatko round 2nd and 3rd and slide into home plate there as Noblesville extends their lead off a great hit of Addy Emerson.
And Carmel was just a second too late with those couple of throws to get the Noblesville runner out. So now it's going to be 11-0, Noblesville leading Carmel. Not how I thought this game was going to go. What about you, Casey?
I thought it may have looked more competitive than it actually has been. Tatum Ball is up to bat now for Noblesville with a runner on second base. Chance for Noblesville to extend their lead as they have been able to shut out Carmel almost completely, as it's an 11-0 lead. as that ball is going to be called low ball.
Some disappointing pitches from Lucy Braun at this inning.
Braun needs to find a way to close out this inning and not give a chance for Noblesville as she sends that one high and away, almost hitting Tatum Ball in the face there, but Ball able to get out of the way.
Yeah, I saw her move out of the way there. That almost looked like it was going to hit her helmet, but luckily it did not. Otherwise, that would have been a free walk for Noblesville.
As Braun is down in the count here, 2-0. Sends that one. It's going to go into the dirt, but Fleming able to stop it. So a 3-0 count now with 2 outs, score 11-0, and we are still in the top of the 4th as this has a chance to be more runs scored for Noblesville as they have not scored 4 runs since the top of the 1st inning. Braun sends that one down the middle. It's going to be called strike now, so it's going to be a 3-1 count. 2 outs now, a chance to either put this one into play for Noblesville or a chance for Broughton to throw another strike. Broughton lines up for her next pitch, sends it, and it's going to be called strike. So a high strike there into the strike zone. Ball not even attempting to swing, so it's going to be a 3-2 count now with 2 outs. And Broughton has a chance to finally get out of the tough inning that she put her team in as it's 11-0 at the top of the 4th.
That's right, Casey. She has one more strike to give before she gets an out.
Broughton sends that, and she strikes out. Tatum Ball finally gets Carmel out of the struggling inning that they put themselves in and a chance to put some runs up on the board as it's 11-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning.
You know, Casey, Carmel is still in quite a hole this game against Noblesville, but that strikeout by Lucy Braun gives me just a glimmer of hope that they might get 1 point on the board. That's what I'm hoping for in this next inning. It's just 1 point from Carmel.
It is never good to see a team get shut out by another team, so if Carmel has the chance to even attack the great pitching performance that we have seen from Lulu Van Beek, who's basically pitched a perfect game. She's only allowed a few walks, but here and there we've seen her strike out batters. No one on Carmel's even able to touch the ball. We've only seen Hope McDonald stay up to bat for up close to 10 minutes as she got her barrel on the bat. Just balls were going everywhere. Nothing can be put into play from this Carmel hitting.
Yeah, that's right, Casey. And I think that Carmel could do well with recruiting Lulu Van Beek or another pitcher just as good as her for Carmel. As much as Lucy Braun is a fantastic pitcher, she just cannot compare to Lulu Van Beek of Noblesville.
As for Carmel, we're going to see if they're able to get on the board here as it's basically a blowout win. This is a chance for Carmel to just really come in, get a little bit of pride, not walk away with anything. So 1 run scored would be amazing for just trying to raise the confidence as it's going to be the freshman Jaden Kleiner up to bat for Carmel. We've seen her have a great fielding overall this entire game. We saw her jump quickly to get an out as the ball was shot just above her head, and she got her glove there before the ball could go over her and held everyone at their bases early in the 2nd inning. So this is a chance for her to get on base here and sway the momentum over to Carmel's side. As she sends that one to the left fielder in the gap between third and the shortstop, and this is the chance for Carmel to finally find the momentum on their side as the power hitter, Hope McDonald, is up to bat.
That was an excellent play by the freshman, Jaden Kleiner. So that's probably the best bat I've seen from Carmel this game. And it's bottom of the 4th inning, so that is saying something. But that gives me a little bit of hope that they might get a run in this inning.
This is the chance for Carmel to get into the head of Lulu Van Beek as she throws a ball there. So Hope McDonald has the chance to send this one over the fence if she gets the barrel on the ball. And finally a chance for Carmel to get some runs scored in this game as we saw a great hit from Jaden Kleiner, who, in my opinion, is the player of the game for Carmel. As Hope McDonald puts that one into play possibly, and she does, as this is a chance for Carmel to round the bases as Hope McDonald has a chance for a triple, maybe an inside the park home run as she's going to be held at third, but Jaden Kleiner rounds the bases from first, and Carmel's finally going to be put onto the board. Great triple hit by Hope McDonald, and just couldn't really get to the ball from the outfielder of Noblesville.
You know, that's right, Casey. I was really hoping for a hit this inning, and that is exactly what we got from Carmel.
Gigi, I think that with you just believing in this Carmel team that they finally recognized it, and they are using it now. It may be a little too late, but this is the chance. 0 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. They just got one run on the board. So this is the chance. If they are able to get, well, we hope, Carmel fans hope that they can actually get 11 runs here and tie up the game, which is very unlikely. But with a great hit from Hope McDonald, we saw Jaden Kleiner hit it in the same direction. I think they found a weakness in the strong defense of Noblesville.
That's right, Casey. All you got to do is believe in this Carmel team, and then they will deliver, even an ambitious 10 points.
As that one contact there, but Lily Sullivan not able to put that one in play as it's going to be a foul ball. So down in the count 0-2, bottom of the 4th inning, Carmel finally being able to get onto the board as we saw Hope McDonald hit a triple there. This is a chance for Carmel to continue the lead as that one's going to be a low ball. So 1-2 count now. Lily Sullivan needs to put this ball into play and send the possible scoring run to home plate.
Yeah, we've got Hope McDonald on third right now, hoping to get a run for Carmel and get Carmel's score up to 3.
As she sends that one foul ball once again, so a 1-2 count still as she's able to stay alive in her at-bat.
So it looks like Lily Sullivan still has another chance to get a hit so that Hope McDonald can get a run for Carmel.
As Lulu Van Beek lines up, Lily Sullivan possibly sends that one into play, and she does, as another run is going to be scored for this Carmel team, and she has chance to get to second base as an overthrow from the right fielder, and Lily Sullivan advances to second base, so a chance for Carmel to find a rally here, a 0-out rally. Everyone is able to finally make contact as it may be Lulu Van Beek's streak of her perfect pitching performance may be coming to an end.
Yes, you're right, Casey. As the score is now 3-11, Noblesville leading Carmel. No, it's 3-11. We just got another run from Hope McDonald.
As that ball is just going to be called ball there, so it should be a 1-0 count now for Mia Fleming as she is up to bat. As it looks like the coach for Noblesville is coming up to Lulu Van Beek and just going to have a little chat with her as she has performed up past her standards, as she has pitched almost an amazing game for viewers to just watch, as she has shut out Carmel through 3 innings, and finally in the 4th inning, Carmel was able to find some weaknesses in her pitching and the defense of Noblesville and just get any hits that they would like.
Yeah, you're right, Casey. And it looks like Noblesville's head coach has some words of wisdom for his team out there.
As we're going to see the head coach, Deaky Bullard, his 8th year coaching, just coming in there to Lulu Van Beek, telling her, calm down a little bit. You got this. You've pitched 3 perfect innings. You've only given up 2 runs. This game is still in our control. We want to still have the momentum on our side as Carmel is finding a way to finally bring the momentum over to their side as Mia Fleming is up to bat now for Carmel with a runner on second after a terrible throw going past the catcher over from the right fielder just a few moments ago, as she puts that one to play over to the left fielder, and that one's going to be caught. So Carmel still held Lily Sullivan at second base, so no advancement there, but putting that one in the sweet spot of the barrel and a possible almost home run if that one had a little more power on it.
Yeah, just a little bit more power would have made that a 4-11 Noblesville versus Carmel score. And it is actually not 3-11, it is 2-11 for Carmel, as they've had 2 runs instead of a home run and a run. So score is now 2-11.
And not being shut out, something that you want to see your team really fight for, and this Carmel team is fighting for it, as that's going to be called high ball. And we're going to see if Carmel is able to really get Isabel Davis into the game, as she needs to get a hit here. She has a runner on second, Lily Sullivan, but going up against Lulu Van Beek, who's pitched an amazing game this entire game, as she sends that one low and away, trying to get the runner out at second, and she's going to be called safe. Lily Sullivan really sliding all the way back there. No one able to really get her, as we've been seeing the catcher for this Noblesville team. That's the first time that we've seen her pop up and throw it all the way across the field to second base.
That's right, Casey. It looks like Lily Sullivan was going to try to steal there, but she ended up having to go back to second.
As Isabel Davis is just going to take her time in this game, really find the groove, continue to extend what her teammates have started, as she sends that one into the stands thought that one was in play and attempted to run to first base, as what they teach you early on is when you hit the ball and you think it's in play, don't stare at it and just continue to run.
Unfortunately for her, that ball was not in play. It actually went way out into the complex.
Van Beek lines up, and Isabel Davis sends that one into the center field as she tries to send it over to home plate. And Carmel gets another run scored as they are getting 3 runs now, so an 11-3 lead for Noblesville. Carmel is finding the weaknesses in the strong defense and strong pitching of Lulu Van Beek.
You're definitely right about that, Casey, but unfortunately I think Carmel's found the weaknesses a bit too late, as this is the bottom of the 4th here.
And it looks like Noblesville is going to be putting in one of the strongest pitchers on their team, Emmy Yee. She has only allowed 1.5 of an ERA, and we've seen her have an amazing innings pitch. She's only pitched up to 10 innings, but not allowing a lot of runs. So a great pitching change from the head coach, Deke Bullard of Noblesville.
Looks like our new Noblesville pitcher is warming up with her catcher, as Carmel head coach Ginger Britton has some words of wisdom for Alex Longstreth out there.
And Emmy Yee, only a sophomore, but playing on varsity as a freshman just of last year and had an amazing performance there. So having a bright future for this Noblesville team, and that was the main factor in the sectional round of just last year of her coming into the game and really kind of controlling the rest of the game. So if she's able to stop what Carmel has started here, it's a chance for her to continue what basically Lulu Van Beek started through 3 innings.
Yeah, let's see if this new pitcher for Noblesville can get Carmel back in the rut that they were in for the first 3 innings. But I don't know, Casey. Carmel seems to have hit a hot streak. I'm not sure if a change in pitching from Noblesville is going to do much to stop him.
Excuse me. In the bottom of the 4th inning here, score 11-3. Carmel has found a way to get 3 runs scored, but a pitching change for Noblesville as they put in Emmy Yee for Noblesville. This is a chance for Carmel to attack the new pitcher and get into her head early, but a chance for Emmy Yee to bounce back as Lulu Van Beek was pulled out of the game. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As up to bat, it's going to be Alex Longstreth. She's actually going to have a clean count, as Yee's going to be ready. Sends that one high and away as that's going to be her first pitch. A quick high ball there. That's the thing. When pitchers come into the game, they have to slow down and go at their pace. Get into the groove, as they may have not warmed up too much. They may have not really had the chance to have a batter stand right there into the batter's box. And this is the first chance for her to calm down and attack Alex Longstreth.
That's right, Casey, and we saw that with Grayson Erickson. She never had a chance to calm down, and it showed. As
Longstreth sends that one up to where we are. I was trying to hope for a souvenir there. I really wish I brought my glove to try and reach out the window and try and catch that one.
I wish you brought your glove too, Casey, but unfortunately that was hit right to a Noblesville Millers fan who surprisingly nearly caught that with a bare hand.
Well, that could have been a souvenir for her, but she decides to send that one back into play and give it to the umpire, as he's going to send up her next pitch, and it's going to be another ball. So a 2-1 count to Longstreth with 1 out. A continuing dominance as Carmel has basically almost taken over this entire bottom of the 4th inning as a pitching change for Noblesville. As Emmy has come in, we've seen an ERA for her of 1.5 throughout this season. So for her to come into this game and finally possibly control it is what Noblesville is looking for. Outside ball, and almost trying to pick off the runner from first, but she's going to be called safe as Carmel Isabel Davis was able to reach all the way back over to first base.
And that was another far right ball from Yee.
And Emmy Yee just trying to get back into the groove of what Lulu Van Beek started, as it's a 3-1 count now as Alex Longstreth has the count on her side for Carmel. Yee needs to possibly put this one into play and let Alex Longstreth really kind of hit it and get it out, but it's going to be called a ball there as Carmel now is going to have 2 runners on bases, as up to bat next is going to be Ella Weir, the left fielder, as we saw her fielding this game be very well done, as only one ball has been hit to her, but that one ball, she was able to get her glove under it, and it was called out. This is a chance for her to get her runners around the bases, as Noblesville is going to be doing a little bit of a shift change, sending 3 players to the left side of the field, as the ball is going to go past the catcher, and Carmel's base runners are going to advance 1 base.
So it looks like we've got both Grayson Erickson and Alex Longstreth on third and second here for Carmel. If Ella Weir can get even small little bunt for Carmel today, I think we're definitely going to get another hit on the board, and Carmel will be 4-11. But for now, Carmel still is being led by Noblesville 3-11.
As Noblesville's pitcher, Emmy Yee, is just getting all her team to come out and kind of calm her down, as they don't want to give up the lead that they have earned throughout this entire game, and a chance for Carmel to extend this bottom of the 4th inning to see that we are a dominant team too, as you did control most of this game. We've come in now, and we're going to try and bounce back.
That's right, Casey, and I haven't seen the same level of pitching from Emmy Yee as I had from Lulu Van Beek.
As Weir is just going to try and run and swing. We've seen that multiple times this game. So a foul ball, so a 1-1 count with 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning here, 11-3. Chance for Carmel to really bounce back, as they've been shut out most of this game, but able to get 3 runs scored. And pitching change from Lulu Van Beek to Emmy Yee. Emmy Yee in the game now. We haven't seen the best performance out of her to start off her pitching performance, but another foul tip off of Ella Weir's bat. So a 1-2 count now.
And it looks like Emmy had to get another ball from one of her teammates, as Ella Weir is still up to bat.
Yee just trying to slow down the game and look for the right pitch against Weir, excuse me. She lines up, sends that one on a high ball, so a 2-2 count now. Kind of even count now, so the count is on Yee's side with 2 strikes, but Weir needs to find a way to stay alive in her at-bat. Yee slows down the game at her own pace. 2 base runners now for Carmel. The bottom of the 4th inning, Carmel was able to keep their lives, as Weir puts that one into play, and fielder's choice, not able to find anyone really ready for the ball, as Weir was able to allow her base runner, Isabel Davis, to come into home, and the dominance of the inning, Carmel has been able to control most of this inning on their side, as it's going to be an 11-4 lead now.
Yeah, Casey, that was not a great play from that Noblesville fielder. I saw her pause for about a second, trying to decide if she should throw it to home plate or first base. And the answer threw it to first base, but by then it was too late. Carmel had already gotten Isabella Davis to home plate and Ella Weir to first base. So now Noblesville is leading Carmel 11-4.
As up next for this Carmel team, it's going to be Grayson Erickson, the pitcher who was pulled out earlier, as it's going to be a clean count for her with only 1 out on the board. Bottom of the 4th inning, score 11-4. Carmel has been able to stay out of being shut out and has been able to get 4 runs, as we saw a mistake from the shortstop of the Noblesville team, who kind of paused and froze, as Ella Weir was able to bounce the ball off her bat. And another ball in play, and more runs being scored for Carmel, as that's going to be the 5th run. And Ella Weir stepped off the base and didn't know where the ball was, but she's going to still be called safe, as we saw Grayson Erickson put that one into play, as the score for Carmel is going to be 11-5 now.
That was an excellent bat from Grayson Erickson, although her pitching may not have been up to par this game, as she was replaced by Luce Run early on. A great ball out to right field, and she was able to get to first base and get Ella Weir to second.
Up next at the top of the order now is Sophie Esposito, the shortstop for Carmel, as throughout this season she's been a dominant factor. So a chance to extend what Carmel started in the bottom of the 4th, being able to score 5 runs. And a pitching change, as that one's going to be right down the middle, called strike, as Esposito just watched that one go right into the catcher's mitt.
It looks like Sophie Esposito is going to need to be more decisive with when she chooses to swing her bat.
as MEE just needs to slow down, as she was put into the game to really kind of close out the inning, but she has been challenged by an extra motor that has been found by these Carmel players as they were fighting to not be shut out in most of this game.
I can see Sophie Esposito doing some practice swings in between pitches, hoping to get another hit for this Carmel team and get Ella Weir over to second and the other Carmel runner over to third.
As Yee is just going to slow down this game like she does anytime she's up to pitch. Sends it right down the middle, and that one may be gone as Esposito sends it over to the left field, and it's gone as the scoring dominance of Carmel is going to continue, as that's a 3-run home run. 3 runs scored now, so 11-8 is the score here at the home field of Cherry Tree Field for Carmel, as they are fighting to not be shut out of this game. Gigi, earlier before this inning, before the bottom of the 4th started, I said it's very unlikely for this Carmel team to get 11 runs. I'm going to have to take it back now. They have a chance to get 11 runs with only 1 out.
You know, Casey, that is very true. I had no hope for this game going into this inning. I thought that Carmel was going to get destroyed, possibly even shut out. But now look at them, only 3 points behind Noblesville. Excellent performance by Sophia Esposito there. She really saved her team. She's definitely going to be MVP with that 3-run home run that got Carmel from 4 up to 8.
And another pitching change now for this Noblesville team, as it's going to be Claire Coolin, who's going to come into the game to just get warmed up. Or excuse me, that's actually going to be Rosalyn Irvin is going to come up to pitch now. A pitching change, as MEE was not able to perform up to what she's known for as coming in to be kind of that closeout pitcher. And Sophia Esposito was able to just find anything on that bat and send that one over the back wall and continue the dominance of this inning that Carmel has started.
You know, Casey, I'm watching Rosalyn Irvin warm up right now, and her pitches are straight down the middle, very fast, right to the catcher. I'm definitely seeing some good pitching from her, so she might be the key to this Noblesville team to stopping Carmel.
And I think we need to apologize to Carmel fans because we were kind of trashing on the Carmel team from the very beginning. We were saying this game is out of reach way too early, but Carmel has been able to bounce back quickly as it's 11-8. They were down 11-0 coming into the bottom of the 4th. This Carmel team has found the extra motor, and they've decided to turn on the car and just go as fast as they can.
You know, Casey, I think you're right about that, but we do need to recognize that Carmel was not playing up to par in the first inning, in the first couple of innings of this game. So I think it was fair for us to assess that they were not doing very well, but I can say with confidence now, they are much improved.
As we're going to see Jaden Kleiner, who kind of started this rally earlier in the bottom of the 4th for Carmel, as she has a chance, and that one's just going to be called a foul ball once again. She put the ball into play last time she was up at bat, and right after that, we saw 8 runs scored. So this is a chance for her to continue the streak that she started on her own.
Yeah, definitely right about that, Casey. Let's see if Rosalyn Irvin can do a better job at pitching than MEE.
As it's going to be a 1-1 count now with only 1 out up on the board, only 1 out, but Carmel's been able to use that to their advantage, knowing we got 2 more outs to go, but we've scored 8 runs in this inning. We're continuing the dominance. We're taking the momentum away from Noblesville, and we are able to just ride on that momentum and continue to extend what we've started. As Kleiner possibly has a home run there, but that one's going to be sent over to the right fielder, and it's going to be called out as Kleiner almost put that one into play. But 2 outs now in the bottom of the 4th inning, 11-8 on the home turf of the Carmel Greyhounds.
Definitely disappointing for Kleiner. I also thought that might have been a home run, but nonetheless, that was fielded by Noblesville, and that's going to be another out for Carmel. Nonetheless, Kleiner has still had a very good game with her fielding and her batting.
And up next for Carmel, just trying to get into the head of Irvin, as Carmel's just going to let that one go right by her. It's going to be Hope McDonald. Like you said, the only hope for Carmel is Hope McDonald early in this game, and she was able to come in and really kind of help what Jaden Kleiner started, as she sends that one into the gap, into center field, and she's able to get on base, as last time she was up Too bad she had a triple, so a single here. She's looking for the double and a possible home run for the cycle.
Fortunately, Hope McDonald is going to stay on first base, but that was still very good play. She definitely thwarted the new Noblesville pitcher, Rosalind Irwin.
And up next, we're going to be seeing Lily Sullivan come up to bat for Carmel. As she could put this one into play, that one's going to be sent over to the center fielder. And she drops it as another chance for Carmel to put some runs up on the board. But Hope McDonald's going to be held at third base as a miscommunication. Just couldn't really see it as the sun is shining right into the eyes of all those players. So they do not have as nice of sunglasses as I do, so I can see the ball great from where I am.
Very good point, Casey. Your sunglasses are definitely doing you some favors out here, unlike this Carmel and Noblesville team. However, I have seen Noblesville definitely not play as well as they did in the first couple of innings, as Carmel has definitely improved from the first couple of innings. Noblesville has definitely been intimidated. They are not doing as well. Carmel, now only down by 3 against Noblesville, is doing an excellent job.
As an inside ball is going to be called, as Irvin could not really find her groove, as Mia Fleming is up to bat for Carmel. One runner in scoring position and one on first base, as we saw it dropped as the ball just hit the top of the mid of the center fielder from Noblesville just moments ago. So 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth, 11-8. Carmel found a way to get 8 runs in this inning. As Mia Fleming sends that one into play, it's going to be sent over to the first baseman, and finally that one's going to be called. Noblesville can get out of a tough inning that they put themselves in.
That was definitely not Noblesville's best inning, but on the other hand, that was very good for Carmel.
And for Carmel, just a chance to finally fight back. We're going to see if the pitching for them can finally slow down and go on their side, as they gave up 4 runs when they were the last time for pitching. So here's the thing, Gigi. 11-8. Carmel came out of nowhere here and got 8 runs in the bottom of the fourth. We saw them be shut out by an amazing performance by Lulu Van Beek.
Indeed, they did. Lulu Van Beek is definitely the best pitcher that Noblesville has. I have not seen the same power from Rosalind Irwin or Emmy Yee. Seemed that Lulu Van Beek could hold Carmel to 0 points, whereas when Emmy Lee and Rosalind Irwin went in, Carmel definitely scored a lot more. So I think if I'm Noblesville's head coach, I'm going to want to send Lulu Van Beek back in as a pitcher.
That's the thing. If you send in a pitcher that you pulled out, there's a chance that they might not do as well as they did. And we saw Lulu Van Beek be pulled out for Emmy Yee. Emmy Yee did not do that good. And then putting in Rosalind Irvin for Noblesville, chance for Carmel to really take advantage of that and getting 8 runs scored in the bottom of the fourth. So going into the top of the 5th inning here, it's going to be the leadoff hitter, Delaney Rundle, top of the order for this Noblesville team.
I can see Carmel heading out to their positions in the infield as Delaney Rundle is getting ready to bat.
As Broughton is still the pitcher here for this Carmel team, chance for the Lady Hounds to continue the dominance that they somehow found in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Let's see if Lucy Broughton can get another strikeout.
And that one's going to be hit over to Ella Weir. We've seen the last ball that was hit over to her to be caught, and she catches that one as a quick out. 1 out up on the board for Carmel, as they have a chance to fight back in this game and have a chance to knock down one of the teams that took them out of the sectional round just last year.
Probably the fastest out that we have seen from Carmel, as now number 24, Ray's Stojan, is up to bat for Noblesville.
Shoholm is up to bat against Brown, as Brown's going to do that, and now it's going to be called foul. Foul bunt, couldn't really put that one into play. If Shoholm put that one into play, she looked like the flash out there and was able to make it all the way to first base.
That's right, Casey, and now Shoholm is still up to bat as Lucy Broughton is looking to get her first strikeout of this inning, and Carmel's outfielders are looking to get another out for this inning.
As Broughton is able to really just get the count on her side, as it's going to be 1-1 with 1 out, 11-8 on the top of the 5th inning. Shoholm has to find a way to put the ball into play, to find a way to get the momentum on Noblesville's side, as it's going to be called strike There's a little confusion there as it looked like the third baseman, Lily Sullivan, talked to the umpire and said, hey, she walked out of the way too far into the batter's box. As she sends that one into play, it's going to be thrown over to the first baseman, and she's going to be called safe. So the shortstop, Sophia Esposito, could not get to the ball that fast and send it over to the first baseman, Hope McDonald. So one base runner now up on for the Noblesville Millers, as up next is Gabby Fowler, the power hitter for this Noblesville team.
That was a very disappointing play for Carmel. Just about a half second too late getting that ball to first base and Hope McDonald. And now Lucy Broughton is preparing to pitch to probably Noblesville's best player, Gabby Fowler.
As a high pitch attempted to run to second base, as she's going to be safe, as Shoham just able to run everywhere she wants on those bases. That's her second stolen base of the game, but going up against the power hitter, Gabby Fowler, against Lucy Broughton. A 1-0 count with 1 out, 11-8, top of the fifth inning. Broughton trying to find a way here to close out this inning. She sends another high ball. The last time she did that, a free base was given basically to Shoham, as she was able to run from first base all the way to second. Broughton is lining up for her next pitch here to Fowler. Sends that one in, almost into play, but over to the dugout of the Carmel team. So a 2-2 count now with 1 out. Chance for Broughton to strike out the power hitter of Gabby Fowler.
Looks like Shoham over there on second was about to try to steal another base.
Now stealing third may be one of the most challenging bases to steal, since it's very easy of the line of sight for the catcher to get in, as that one's going to be sent over, not into play, but in foul territory. So 2-2 count still with 1 out. Shoham really trying to get in the heads of just Lucy Broughton and the catcher, saying, I might steal third base, I might not. So getting in the head of the pitcher is something that you want to do in just baseball and softball. Broughton lines up for her next pitch, and that one's going to be sent over to the left fielder, Ella Weir, but out of play once again. Ella Weir having a great fielding game today, as every ball that's been hit to her, she's been able to get her glove right under it, and it's called out every time.
We now have a 2-2 count. Looks like the count is going to be in Carmel's favor for now, but we'll see what Gabby Fowler has to say about that here.
As Gabby Fowler has been able to stay alive in her at-bat today, hitting almost everything that's been right down to her, as that one's going to be called ball there. So a full count now, 3-2 with 1 out. Chance for Broughton to strike out the power hitter of Gabby Fowler, or a chance for Fowler to get on base by being walked, or even put the ball into play and advance Shoham all the way to home. And it's going to be sent over to the third baseman, over to the first baseman of Lily Sullivan, who tags her, and no call from the umpire. It looks like she's going to be called out, as Hope McDonald was able to get her glove on Gabby Fowler, and a great stop from the third baseman, Lily Sullivan, who zipped that one all the way over to the first base, Hope McDonald, and gets called out. As up next is the big power hitter, Matt Harvey, who up earlier in this game in the first inning was able to hit a home run, so she can continue that dominance here with a 2-out rally if she can get this ball into play. A high ball called.
Yeah, that looks like it was going to be a ball for Carmel, as Mac Harvey is here to hopefully hit another home run for Noblesville. But Lucy Broughton delivers another hard pitch. It's going to be a strike.
High strike called there, so a 1-1 count with 2 outs, 11-8 in the top of the fifth inning. 1 runner show home for Noblesville in scoring position. Chance for Harvey to send her home here if she can put this ball into play. Chance for Broughton to get out of the inning and not give up any runs. Scored for the first time against Noblesville all game, as Harvey puts that one into play towards the right fielder of Carmel. She zips that one over to the second baseman, and Harvey is going to come into the game with a home run, a single, and now a double. All she needs now is the triple for the cycle.
That was a very good play by Harvey, but still some decent fielding from Carmel that I haven't seen very much this game, although the fielding play about 2 minutes ago with Hope McDonald and third baseman, what was her name? Isabel Davis, I believe. That was an excellent play by Carmel.
Lily Sullivan, the third baseman for Carmel, as we're going to see a difference in running now for Noblesville, as Noblesville is going to extend their lead now to 4-8. A chance for Broughton to kind of close out this inning if she's able to strike out the next batter for Noblesville. Broughton lines up, sends that one. It's going to be a called low ball there. She needs to get in the groove of it if she wants to find a way to continue the dominance that Carmel started in the bottom of the fourth, scoring 8 runs to not be shut out in this game. Broughton lines up for her next pitch, and it's going to be another high ball, so it's going to be a 2-0 count with 2 outs.
Let's see if Broughton can get another strikeout for this Carmel team.
As Broughton lines up for her next pitch, sends that, and it's going to be a foul tip. And off of that, it was Michaela Jackway.
Another foul ball by Michaela Jackway. That's the first appearance we've seen for her this game from Noblesville.
As Lucy Brown lines up for her next pitch, a 2-1 count, as that's going to be a foul tip off the bat and off the glove of Mia Fleming. So a chance to strike out the first appearance for the new batter of Michaela Jackway. So a difference in changing from DK Buhler, the 8th-year coach for Noblesville, putting in a new batter. So a chance for Braun to strike her out and get out of this inning for only giving up 1 run. It's going to be a high ball, so a full count now. It's a 3-2 count with 2 outs, score 12-8 in the top of the 5th inning.
Looks like Michaela Jackway still has another chance to prove herself to this Noblesville team after not making an appearance in this game for now.
As Broughton needs to adjust as it's a new batter, and a swing and a miss there as Broughton strikes out Jackway to get out of the inning. So going into the bottom of the 5th inning, only giving up 1 run Broughton did there, and a chance for Carmel to continue the dominance that they did as they got 8 runs the last time they were up to bat. So a 12-8 lead for Noblesville coming into the home field of Carmel and very much dominating this game up until the 4th inning, where it really looked like Lulu Van Beek would have had a great game, but pulled out, and Emmy Yee was put in, and then she was pulled out, and then Rosalind Irvin was pulled in, and then she kind of ended that inning not giving up any more runs. So this is the chance for Carmel to continue their dominance that they started.
Definitely right about that, Casey. And now it looks like Rosalind Irvin is still going to be our resident pitcher for Noblesville, as Carmel is preparing to come up to bat, and Noblesville is just getting settled in the infield.
As up to bat for Carmel, going against still Rosalind Irvin, so a chance for Isabel Davis to come up to bat and put the ball into play and possibly continue to start what Carmel started all the way back in the bottom of the 4th inning and continue to start it here in the bottom of the 5th. So this is what Isabel Davis needs to do, is really put the ball into play and get on base.
Definitely right about that, Casey. Let's hope to see some more runs from Carmel so that they can get rid of the 4-point difference between them and Noblesville here.
Isabel Davis is up to bat against Rosalind Irvin. Carmel Greyhounds trying to find a way to continue their dominance with 9 hits in this game compared to the 11 hits that the Noblesville Millers has, as Davis has to find a way for Carmel to fight back in this game like they've had.
And Rosalind Irvin still warming up for pitching.
Irvin sends that one low and away, so a 2-0 count now, 0 outs.
Isabel Davis doing some practice swings here, hoping to get a hit for Carmel.
Rosalind Irvin needs to find her groove here, as it's a 2-0 count with 0 outs. Trying to not allow Isabel Davis to get on base, as that one's going to be called strike there right down the middle. So it's going to be a 2-1 count now. Count still in favor of Davis. She needs to find the way to get on base here and continue the momentum that Carmel started in the bottom of the 4th inning. Irvin lines up for her next pitch. Another one right down the middle. Davis just stared at that one, a little frustrated with herself, looking over to the coach of Carmel, Ginger Britton. Britton just telling her, wait for the right pitch. If you see it swing, you can't just stare at the ball. So a 2-2 count now, 0 outs, 12-8. Carmel still trying to fight in this one as Davis tries to put that one into play, and it's going to be a foul ball. 3 of the Noblesville players running over there to try and cover that one.
Unfortunately, a foul ball for Carmel, so Isabella Davis looks like she'll be going right back up to bat. Or no, she is still going to be up to bat against our new resident pitcher for Noblesville, Roslyn Irvin.
And a great shot over to the third baseman as Bella Davis is going to be called out. So a great shot to third base, but all over, sent over to Matt Carvey, the first baseman for Noblesville, who was able to get that one, and 1 out is going to be called. And up next is Alex Longstreth, the junior for Carmel, the center fielder. We've seen her have a great fielding game and a great batting game, as we've seen Carmel basically dominate the bottom of the fourth, basically the entire fourth inning and the start of the fifth inning, only giving up 1 run. So a chance for Carmel to continue their dominance if Longstreth can get on base, as she foul tips that one up to the stands.
Longstreth practicing her swings, hoping to get the perfect swing to get a hit for Carmel, as Carmel still is being led by Noblesville 8-12.
Irvin trying to find her groove here, as last time she let but Davis put that one into play over to the third baseman, as Longstreth takes that pitch, and it's going to be a 1-1 count with 1 out now, 12-8, bottom of the fifth inning. Longstreth trying to continue the momentum that was started back in the bottom of the fourth inning, as that one's going to be possibly put into play, but a great catch by the left fielder for Noblesville.
An excellent catch by Reese Shoham. I can see all the Noblesville teammates celebrating in the center of the field here, as that's another out for them.
As up next is going to be Ella Weir, the junior outfielder, left fielder for this Carmel Greyhound team. And what we've seen what this Noblesville team does is they put 3 players over to the left side between third base and second base, and they leave the entire right field open. So if she's able to plant one over there and use her speed swing over the dugout, but Ella Weir's career has really been throughout Creekside Middle School and playing travel softball throughout her entire life. So a lot of experience out there. So she knows what she's doing anytime she comes up to bat. 1-1 count here, 2 outs, bottom of the fifth inning, 12-8, as Ella Weir continues to try and send that one, but continues to aim it over to the dugout of the Carmel Greyhounds, as Irvin, the pitcher for Noblesville, trying to get back into the groove here, as she has the chance to finish this inning with a 1-2 count now. Count is in her hands as Irvin lines up for her next pitch. Sends the one right down the middle. Weir is trying to stay alive as she gets the bottom of the bat down and just tips that one.
Yet another tip from Ella Weir. Really hoping to get more of a hit from her than a tip. Ella Weir up to bat again.
As Weir's up to bat, 1-2 count. Irvin sends that one. It's going to be a high ball now, so a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth inning here. Ella Weir up to bat for the Carmel Greyhounds. And Irvin just trying to close out this inning, and going into the sixth inning is what she wants to do for her Noblesville Millers.
You're right about that, Casey. Ella Weir has another chance to hopefully get a hit for Carmel.
And it's going to be a low ball there, so a full count now, a 3-2 count with 2 outs, 12-8 here. Weir has a chance to get on base if she gets walked here, and a possible chance for Carmel to get back to the top of the order. So this is what Weir can do if she can get into the head of Irvin. If the ball is there, she will swing on it, but if the ball is low and away, she'll let it go. As she chops that one, it's going to be a high foul ball. So staying alive here at her plate appearance.
That's right, Casey. We've seen several foul balls from Ella Weir, but no hits into the outfield.
As Irvin just looking over to her head coach, Bullard, asking him what pitch she should throw to try and get out of this inning. As she throws that one, it's going to be a low ball, and Weir's going to get on base once again. So another chance for Carmel to advance what they have started, as up next is going to be the pitcher, Lucy Broughton, going up against Roslyn Irvin.
Pitcher against the pitcher.
a strong pitcher in Lucy Braun basically playing this entire game as she came in early in the first inning and pitched, one would say not the best, allowing 12 runs, but she has caught a groove and was able to only allow 1 run, as that's going to be a far and away ball, so a 1-0 count.
And Lucy Braun still practicing her swing over to the side there, definitely hoping to get a hit for Carmel. I hope she gets a hit for Carmel too, as Carmel is still being led by Noblesville 8-12 at the bottom of the 5th inning.
8-12, and Irvin tries to send that one, but it's going to be a low ball, so a 2-0 count now at 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning, 12-8, as the catcher now for Noblesville is going to come out to her and tell her, we still have this game in our hands. We can't let it slip away from us, so we need to calm down and get our right pitches.
I agree with that, Casey. And now the Noblesville catcher is going back to home plate, as next up to bat for Carmel is still Lucy Broughton.
Lucy Broughton, the pitcher for Carmel, going against the pitcher for Noblesville, and Roslyn Irvin. A 2-0 count with 2 outs. Irvin staring her down, getting warmed up for her next pitch. Sends that one, and Broughton tips that one off her bat and off the glove of the catcher, so it's going to be called foul, so a 2-1 count.
Looks like the count is still in Lucy Broughton's favor, so let's see if she can make the most of this opportunity.
Broughton having one of the longest plate appearances for her, as it's a 2-1 count, 2 outs. Ella Weir on first base for the Carmel Greyhounds, so now a 3-1 count. That's going to be an outside ball.
Looks like Ella Weir was looking to steal a base there, but unfortunately I don't think that she's going to be able to, as the Noblesville fielders are too good to allow that to happen.
And what you can notice out there in the outfield is there's a big gap in between left field and center field as Weir's attempting to steal, and she's going to be called, it looks like she's going to be called safe. It looked like the ball got away from the shortstop, who was able to cover second base, but Ella Weir attempting to steal second base, and she does, as Broughton's still going to stay alive here with a full count with 2 outs.
Just when I'm starting to doubt Ella Weir, she pulls off an excellent steal.
You did say that she was looking to steal, and you were correct, because just right after that, the next pitch, she runs and tries and steals. And that's going to be a high ball, so 2 base runners now for Carmel out there on the field. Ella Weir and Lucy Broughton, the pitcher, so a chance for Carmel to almost tie up this game, as they are only down 4 runs with having 9 hits now, but a few walks out there. As up next is going to be Sophia Epizito, the shortstop, the senior for this Carmel Greyhounds team. So top of the order for the Carmel Greyhounds.
Now it's all up to Sophia Esposito here with 2 runners on the bases. Looks like we get Ella Weir on second and Lucy Broughton on first.
As Epizito is going to wait for the pitch from Irvin, as that's going to be a high ball. So a 1-0 count now with 2 outs, a chance for Carmel to start a 2-out rally with 2 base runners on first and second, and a chance for Irvin for Noblesville to try and close out this inning if she can get the pitches to go her way. Irvin lines up for her next pitch to Epizito. Zips it down. Epizito sends it into the gap of center field, and a chance for Weir to round home as she tries to get in, and it's going to be called out as she runs into the knee of the catcher. Great defense by the catcher. And it looks like Ginger Britton for Carmel Greyhounds is going to complain a little bit to the umpire, saying that she was in the line of the base, not really giving enough space for her base runner to come around and try and loop in, as the Carmel base runners are still going to stand out there on the field saying we still have a chance if this could go our way.
Looks like the ump is going to go talk to the first base ref.
It looks like both umpires are going to come together and talk to each other and say, what did you see on it? Because this is what Britton has told us. Ginger Britton very committed out there trying to get this to go her way, as that if that run scored, Carmel would only be down 3 runs and another chance, as it looked like the Noblesville fans are cheering as the umpires came together, and they're going to be called out after that.
A disappointing call for Carmel fans. You can visibly see the frustration of head coach Ginger Britton. Personally, I don't think I saw the play close enough, but I did see Ella Weir run headlong into the Noblesville catcher's knee, so it could go either way.
As we're hearing a little bit of heckling towards the umpire from the fans of both sides, as we're hearing a lot of boos from the Carmel team, but a lot of cheers from the Noblesville team as they are cheering to make that call go their way. But now going into the bottom of, or excuse me, going into the top of the 6th inning, only one more inning to play after this one. Carmel trying to fight their way back of a tough game that they put themselves in as it's 12-8, top of the 6th inning now. Chance for Noblesville to extend their lead, but a chance for Carmel to defend what they have started. As Lucy Broughton is going to be the Carmel Greyhounds pitcher to start the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, Gigi, I can see the Carmel team getting into their field positions here. Lucy Broughton is practicing her pitches with Mia Fleming, and up first to bat for Noblesville, looks like that's going to be number 18, Taylor Thompson. And if I'm a Carmel fan right now, I'm hoping that this Carmel team is able to quickly get 3 outs, whether they're from strikeouts or catches in the field, and just get this Noblesville team off the home plate so that Carmel can hopefully, again, close the 4-point gap between them and Noblesville.
As you said, Taylor Thompson looking for attempted bump, but it's going to be called foul ball there, so an 0-1 count now. Top of the 6th inning, 12-8. A chance for Lucy Broughton to really kind of lead her team away from what we saw earlier, where Carmel gave up basically 11 runs up to the 4th inning, where they were able to get 8 of their own. But now a 1-1 count, score 12-8, 11 hits for this Noblesville team, but 10 hits. So Carmel has been able to almost answer every hit that Noblesville has. Brown's going to line up for her next pitch, and it's going to be a foul ball off the batter's bat. So Taylor Thompson just really trying to fight in her plate appearance here, trying to fight up and get the ball into play and try and advance herself to first or even second base.
Yeah, it looked like Thompson was going to go for the bunt there, but she ended up going for the swing, but unfortunately for her, that was a foul ball.
As Broughton lines up for her next pitch, and if that one was put into play, it would have been gone, but that one's going to be flying all the way past the fence of the left field, so out of play. It's going to be another foul ball. Fighting in her plate appearance, Thompson is.
Okay, so we can tell from that hit that Thompson definitely has a very strong arm, and therefore, if given the right pitch for her, the wrong pitch for Carmel, she can definitely deliver a home run, but unfortunately she delivers in our foul ball instead.
As it's going to be another foul ball there. Some Noblesville fans really trying to get that one to become fair as they were yelling for that one to be fair. So a 1-2 count, 12-8, top of the 6th inning. Chance for Broughton to strike out a batter here. We saw her strike out the last batter that she faced at the top of the 5th inning, and it's going to be a high ball now. So a 2-2 count, 0 outs up there on the board. Broughton needs to find her groove here as Carmel was able to find the extra motor that they were hiding away almost the entire game in the bottom of the 4th. And a chance for Broughton to close out the first batter that she faced here in the top of the 6th. Lines up for her next pitch. Sends that one. That's a chance. That one's coming up to us. A chance to go into the stands of the Carmel fans, and an almost souvenir for him as that one's going to roll almost all the way down the stairs. So a new ball in play now.
If only you brought your glove, Casey. Maybe you could have gotten that one.
I think it would have been a great scene to see me try and jump out a window, dive a little bit. Save a ball, save some fans.
Save some fans?
Save some fans, of course.
There is a sign over here that says, be alert for foul balls, and that is definitely true, as I've seen several foul balls come in here and almost knock the head off of some of our fans. As
it's a 3-2 count now, 0 outs, 12-8 lead for the Noblesville Millers, who came out of nowhere and had 11 runs up until the bottom of the 4th inning, where Carmel scored 8 of their own. So a chance for Broughton to get out of this inning, as that one's going to be shot over the moon, basically, but it's going to be called foul ball. As Taylor Thompson is going to continue to stay alive at her at-bat here against Lucy Broughton, the pitcher for the Carmel Greyhounds, able to kind of just find her rhythm here, but Taylor Thompson's able to swing her bat and stay alive as she looks for the bunt, may take that away, and she tries to put that one in play. That may be gone. And it is. Taylor Thompson is going to extend the lead for the Noblesville Millers and round the bases as her entire fan club, basically the rest of the team of Noblesville players, are going to come around and cheer her on. So 1 run scored for the Noblesville Millers, as throughout this entire game, basically able to score a run every inning, and the dominance of Noblesville has continued.
Right, Casey. Noblesville, despite having a little bit of a lull in the 5th and 6th innings, in the last inning they seem to have definitely gotten their momentum back as Carmel started to struggle a little bit. Score is now 13-8, Noblesville leading Carmel.
And like you said, 13-8. We just saw a great home run by Taylor Thompson, able to just send that one over the right fielder's head and over the fence. So up to bat now is going to be Bella Shatko for the Noblesville Millers. We've seen her have a great performance up at bat too. So 0-0 count, but a chance for her to continue what has just started, as that's going to be called strike on her. So an 0-1 count, top of the 6th inning, score 13-8. Carmel only down by 5, and Noblesville has a chance to walk into the home field of Carmel and walk out of here with a win. As Brown lines up for her next pitch, high ball away from the catcher, so it's just going to be a 1-1 count now.
Count is now in Noblesville's favor.
Broughton is really just trying to get into the groove of the game, put the game in her control. So that one's going to be shot over Sophia Esposito's head, and that's going to allow Shatko to put herself into play and have a base runner on first. As Noblesville up next, it's going to be Addy Emerson, who rounded the bases last time she was up at bat and got the only run scored in the top of the 5th inning for this Noblesville team.
I can tell that Addy here is hoping to get another hit in for Noblesville. Although they are ahead by 5, it doesn't mean that Noblesville is going to stop trying. They're not going to ever stop that momentum. It's up to Carmel at this point, especially up to Lucy Broughton as she prepares for another pitch to be able to stop Noblesville. And Addy goes for the bunt, but does not get it as Lucy Broughton gets there first, swings up first base, and gets another out for this inning.
As a sacrifice bunt there to advance the runner to second base. So a smart play from Noblesville with only 1 out now on the board. Score 13-8. Carmel down by 5 if you're a Carmel fan, and Noblesville here up by 5 if you're a Millers fan. Walking away with this game and basically shutting out Carmel almost every inning except for the bottom of the 4th, where they basically exploded like a volcano and came out with 8 runs.
That's right, Casey. They did explode.
As Braun, it looks like a called time there. We're going to see the power hitter, Gabby Fowler, come up to bat now for the Noblesville Millers, try and put her base runner on second base around the bases and score and continue to extend the lead that they have. It's going to be a called strike now. Or excuse me, Haley Shatko is going to be up to bat, the sister of Bella Shatko.
Right, and Lucy Brown is now preparing for another pitch.
And that one's going to be called ball. So a 1-1 count now with only 1 out. We saw the 1 out be a sacrifice bunt just moments ago. And Bella Shatko, the sister of the batter right now, Haley Shatko on second base. So a chance for sisters' chemistry to come in handy here and send her sister around the bases if she gets the pitches. It's going to be a high ball now. So 1-1 count, or excuse me, 2-1 count with 1 out now. Score 13-8 in the top of the 6th inning.
I can tell Lucy Broughton's preparing for another pitch to hopefully get the count into Carmel's favor and strike out Haley Shatko.
As Broughton lines up for her next pitch, trying to throw a strike here. This is going to be a high ball now, so a 3-1 count with 1 out. Excuse me, a 2-2 count with 1 out.
Looks like the count is still not in Carmel's favor as Haley Shatko, the freshman sister of Bella Shatko, hopes to get another hit to advance her sister to third.
As it's going to be a strikeout there by Broughton, able to now have 2 outs on the board for Carmel, and a chance for her girls to get more excited as they are able to almost close out this inning, but they have to face top of the order Delaney Rundle coming in to try and put the ball into play and possibly extend the lead to 14-8 if she can get the base runner from second to round the bases.
At this point, it's up to Lucy Broughton and the rest of the Carmel fielders to stop Noblesville and to stop Bella Shatko on second.
As that's going to be a called strike, as it looked like Rundle just kind of ran away from the ball, not even attempting to swing it. Our Broughton's going to be looking for her next pitch. 0-1 count with 2 outs, 13-8 in the top of the 6th inning. Broughton lines up for her next pitch, and it's going to be sent into play to the second baseman, over to the first baseman, called dropped by Hope McDonald. An error on her part for dropping the ball when she had to clean out. She held on to it. Carmel would have been out of this inning.
Very disappointing play from Hope McDonald, as now Bella Stratco is on third. And Lucy Braun is preparing to pitch to Audrey McRae. Or I'm sorry, that is Reese Shoho.
As this is the chance for Reese Shoho to get her girls to round the bases and in, and possibly if she's able to hit a home run here, 3-run home run, and she's going to do the same tactic that we saw Ella Weir for the Carmel Greyhounds do. Really just try and get the top of the bat on the ball and kind of run after you try and tip it.
So it's going to be 0-1 count for our pitches here as Lucy Braun prepares another pitch. And Reese Shohome prepares to hopefully get another hit, and get Bella Stratco cross home plate. As
Braun goes for her next pitch, it's going to be a called strike, but sending over to the second baseman, it's going to be a called error, so the base runner from third is going to come in. So now another run scored for the Noblesville Millers, making the score now 14-8, and an error on the Carmel Greyhounds. Bad throw from Mia Fleming from the catcher to second base, allowing more runs to be scored for the Noblesville Millers.
It is now 14-8, Noblesville leading Carmel at the top of the sixth inning.
As we just saw Bella Shacko, the sister of Haley Shacko, coming around the bases, that's going to be called ball there. So 1-2 count in the favor of Broughton. So 2 outs, 14-8. Chance for Carmel to possibly explode once more if they can get out of this inning. As that's going to be a foul tip over towards the top of the roof of the dugout of the Carmel Greyhounds. So Broughton, sun is kind of going down, so it's to her advantage with a shadow right over her, so she can finally see where their ball is going to be released. And that may be the advantage for this Carmel team, which is what they used in the bottom of the fourth to get 8 runs. Broughton lines up for her next pitch. Sends it right down the middle. It's going to be right to the first baseman, and it's going to be called out. So that's going to be the end of the top of the sixth inning. Chance for Carmel to possibly do exactly what they did in the bottom of the eighth and have a chance to get 6 runs or more, which is very unlikely.
It may be very unlikely, Casey, but you and I thought that it was very unlikely for Carmel to even get up to 8 runs, and yet they still managed to do that. So don't lose hope for Carmel now. I think that they still have some potential at the bottom of the sixth inning to get some points on that board, and Noblesville still has some momentum left. So as both these teams are getting tired, and honestly so am I, let's see if these two teams have anything left in the tank for us.
1 1/2 more innings to play. Carmel has 2 chances to bat now, and only Noblesville 1, as Noblesville has the lead of 6 runs, as it's a 14-8 chance for Carmel to explode like they did in the bottom of the fourth inning, where all their scoring has come from, where they scored 8 runs. As we're still going to be seeing Roslyn Irvin line up to be the pitcher for this Noblesville team. We've seen her basically perform up to her standards, as she's only allowed 2 runs this entire game with her pitching, as we saw almost very much a disappointment as Emmy Yee came in and was pulled out very early, as she allowed 5 runs. And we saw a great performance at the beginning of the game by Lulu Van Beek, where she pitched a perfect 3 innings and then gave up 3 runs, which after she gave up 3 runs, that was really the momentum setter for the Carmel Greyhounds.
You're absolutely right, Casey. Roslyn Irvin has certainly performed up to our expectations, and she may just be the one thing that stands in between Carmel and closing the gap between the score.
As up for Carmel, the leadoff hitter, Jaden Kleiner, the second baseman, and that's going to be a low strike. So it's going to be, she's down in the count. Jaden Kleiner is 0-1. Chance for her to start a rally here if she can get on base for the Carmel Greyhounds. Irvin lines up for her next pitch, sends that one high and away, so it's going to be a 1-1 count now. 1-1 count for Irvin, and for Kleiner, just really trying to see what she can do here, as we've seen Kleiner have a great game just on both sides, as she sends that one into play over the heads. 2 players possibly running into each other, but it's going to be a great fielding by the right fielder to come in and call that one hers, as we're going to see Hope McDonald now come up for the Carmel Greyhounds.
Yeah, Casey, definitely some poor communication there. Two Noblesville players running for the ball at the same time. One of them had to duck under at the very last minute for fear of getting hit by the ball, but nonetheless, Noblesville was able to field that ball successfully, so now they have one out on the board against Carmel.
As that one's going to be called ball there. It looked like it could have been called a strike. A few fans a little distraught after that one.
And next up to bat for Carmel, we have Hope McDonald. As I always like to say, the only hope for this Carmel team.
The only hope for this Carmel team is possible seeing, like you said earlier, and that one's going to be called strike. It looked like almost the exact same pitch that was just pitched moments ago. So a 1-1 count with one out. Hope McDonald has a chance to really send this one flying, or a way for Rosalind Irvin to walk out of this game and kind of have the Noblesville Millers hold their heads high, as they were able to really shut down Carmel most of this game.
And that looks like it's going to be another foul ball for Hope McDonald as Rosalind Irvin sets up for the next pitch. And Hope McDonald is getting ready to prepare for Irvin's pitch and hopefully get a hit for Carmel and increase their score from 8 to hopefully 9 or 10.
Irvin lines up for her next pitch to McDonald. Sends that one. McDonald shoots it over to the left field line, but it's going to be called foul. A lot of fans cheering her on here. Her dugout finally has some energy, as we saw the momentum and the energy kind of shift over to the Carmel side, as early in this game, Noblesville kind of controlled both of those, and Carmel kind of fighting back to hold what they have started.
Hope McDonald's still up to bat.
Irvin sends it right down the middle. Same pitch, same swing, and it's going to go foul once again. McDonald staying alive at her at bat with a 1-2 count with one out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 14-8 is your score here at the home field of the Carmel Greyhounds. I've been Casey Stevens, still with Gigi Welp. This is CHTV, and your Carmel Greyhounds have been down 6 runs and exploded in the bottom of the 4th inning with 8 runs scored and a chance for them to continue that dominance. But Hope McDonald is going to stand there and get struck out. So 2 outs now that Irvin has compiled for her count.
Definitely a shame to see Hope McDonald get struck out so early, but next up to bat we have Lily Sullivan, the senior.
A chance for Lily Sullivan to get on base and possibly turn the tables here, as Noblesville has been in control most of this game. Sullivan needs to find a way for Carmel to get on base here and kind of start a 2-out rally if she can, as that's going to be a high ball. So count is on Sullivan's side now, so a 1-0 count with 2 outs.
As Rosalind Irvin picks up the ball once again to prepare another spectacular pitch.
Now, having Lily Sullivan up there, a slugging percentage of almost perfect. It's basically perfect, so a solid 1. As that one's going to get between the shortstop, and she's going to get on base. So the 2-out rally has basically been started as she's been on base. So Carmel needs to extend what they have started. As up next, it's going to be Bella Davis. Or excuse me, it's actually going to be Mia Fleming, the catcher for this Carmel team.
It's now up to Mia Fleming to get Lily Sullivan from first to second.
Now what we do know is Mia Fleming is kind of a quiet player out there. She's the catcher of this team, so she kind of knows how to calm down the pitchers. But we've seen her have 1 double on the season, and this is a chance. If she's able to get the right pitch and send that one into a gap, she has a chance to maybe round some more bases and bring in Lily Sullivan all the way from first base. As Irvin is waiting for the next pitch, it's a 1-0 count with 2 outs. Score 14-8 here in the bottom of the 6th, as that one's going to be a called strike. So now a 1-1 count, even count. Irvin looked over to first base as Sullivan almost attempted to steal there, but is going to be held. As Irvin sends that one, it's going to be put into play over to the second baseman, who's going to throw it over the first baseman. And Carmel is going to come out of that inning with no run score. So going into the final inning of play, top of the 7th inning, Noblesville has a chance to continue their dominance throughout this entire game and a chance to walk away with this game with their heads held high, knowing that they possibly took down one of the strongest teams that we will see throughout this entire year, and a chance for Carmel to really, they need to slow down this game and go at their own pace and control it with the pitching of Lucy Bryan.
That's right, Casey. And it looks like Carmel may have to go into the doghouse tonight, as they I was getting hopeful at the bottom of the 4th inning and into the 5th, but now we are heading into the top of the 7th inning. Score is still 14-8. Noblesville leading Carmel, and this has been a very long softball game, but nonetheless, this has still been a good game. As the rivalry between these two teams, the Millers and the Greyhounds, is strong, and you can feel the tension on the field. Now Carmel heads into the infield, and number 16 for Noblesville, that's going to be Gabby Fowler. Powerhouse for Noblesville is up to bat.
Gabby Flower, the powerhouse for this Noblesville team, going against Lucy Brown, the pitcher for Carmel. A chance for this Carmel team to kind of shut out and not allow any more scoring, as throughout this entire game, Noblesville has been able to score every single inning, as in the first 4 runs, in the second 2, in the third 1, which might have been the bright spot for this Carmel defense, and then in the 4th inning giving up 4 runs and then kind of slowing down. So if we look at the pattern here, if the pattern continues, this is where Noblesville would score 4 runs if the pattern would continue.
Well, for the sake of the Carmel fans, the few Carmel fans that are here in the Cherry Tree Stadium tonight, let's hope that this pattern does not continue and that pitcher Lucy Broughton is able to strike out Gabby Fowler and put an end to Noblesville's scoring streak.
As Gabby Flowers up to bat, the powerhouse hitter for this Noblesville team, going against Lucy Brown. Lucy Brown waiting for her pitch, lines up to take it, sends it right down. It's going to be shot over to the third baseman, and another ball that gets right past her. That's going to be the 4th time that has happened today. So not the best area for her to really be in. Lily Sullivan has not been able to put her body, stretch it out enough to really stop any balls, and all the balls have gone past her. So it's a weakness in this Carmel defense that the Noblesville Millers have taken advantage of.
You know, that's a very good point, Casey. Lily Sullivan, that is the 3rd time that she has tried and failed to get the ball, and I think that Noblesville is starting to notice that and hit all their balls towards left field, towards Lily Sullivan, because they know that she probably will not be able to. And now Lucy Broughton is still up to pitch as number 24, Reese Shohome, is up to bat.
It's going to be Mac Harvey who's going to be up to bat, the home run hitter from the 1st inning, up to bat against Lucy Broughton, as she's going to fake the bunt. A throw over by Mia Fleming to second base, and it's going to be called safe. And she lifted her hand off, and it's actually going to be called out. So great job by the the shortstop, Sophia Esposito, from the Carmel Greyhounds, getting her glove on the base runner and just holding it on her while she took her hand off the base.
That's right, Casey. Great play by senior Sophia Esposito. And now Mac Harvey, with no runners on the bases, is still hoping to get a hit.
And she shoots that one over to the center fielder, Alex Longstreth, who now, that's then the 4th time today that ball has been shot over to her direction, and she's gotten her glove right under it. So 2 outs now for this Noblesville team. I don't think the pattern is going to continue to where they get 4 runs scored, but up next is going to be Erin Clark for the Noblesville Millers. Erin Clark being the senior of this team, so her last year playing, and so far she's been playing so well this season. Been able today to get on base almost every single time that she has come up to bat, and a chance for Lucy Broughton to get out of this inning and have a chance for her girls to come up and possibly duplicate what they did in the 4th inning, scoring 8 runs, the only 8 runs scored for this Carmel Greyhound team.
That's right, Casey. And if Lucy Broughton and the rest of the Carmel fielders out here can manage to strike out senior Erin Clark from Noblesville, Carmel will have a chance to get 4 points back on the board. Get 6 points back on the board and be able to tie this game.
As we saw Lucy Broughton send that one right down the middle, and it's just going to be a stared strike by Erin Clark. So 0-1 count on the side of the Carmel Greyhounds with 2 outs, 14-8 in the top of the 7th inning, as that one's going to be called foul ball up into the air. Mia Fleming not really ready for that one, as she could not get her catcher's mask off of her head quickly enough to really look for where the ball was. But all of her players telling to look up. So now down in the count, Erin Clark is 0-2. With 2 outs, 14-8, top of the 7th inning. Chance for Lucy Broughton to shut out this inning and get a strikeout here. So far, she only has 3 strikeouts in this game. Broughton lines up for her next pitch. Sends it right down the middle. It's going to be a strikeout and a chance for Carmel now to answer with, if they can get 6 runs, a possible chance for extra innings for the fans here. So it may be a show, but also a chance for Rosalind Irvin, the pitcher for Noblesville, to shut out this game and finally take control of a hard team to face up against the Carmel Greyhounds are, which was the first time Carmel shut down Noblesville all game, not allowing any runs.
That's right, Casey. And now it is Carmel's turn to be up to bat at the bottom of the last inning in this game. It has been a long and tiring game for both these teams, but yet they are still here. They're still going. They still have quite a bit of gas left in the tank. Let's see how much Carmel has, if they're going to be able to get 6 points on the board, if they're going to be able to get 0, if Noblesville's going to stop him, or if Carmel's going to be able to get past all of Noblesville's defenses. And now as Noblesville takes the field and we see the first Carmel batter come up to bat.
As Carmel's just waiting for the pitchers to get there, it's going to be Bella Davis, the batter for this Carmel team, coming up to hit off of Rosalind Irvin, who's had an amazing game so far, only allowing 2 runs. And so far off of that, or excuse me, only allowing 2 runs. And she's been performing up to her standard. And ever since then, she's been shut out Carmel every single time that they've come up to bat. And Carmel needs to find a way to explode here and get another 8 runs like they did in the bottom of the 4th inning. This is their last chance to do it. In softball and high school level, you only play 7 innings. And Carmel, home field, they gave the advantage to the Noblesville Millers to start the game batting, and Noblesville was shut out for the first time all game. So Carmel, this is their last chance. They need to find the way here to answer and either win this game or walk away with their heads held high, knowing that they put everything they have into it.
That's right, Casey. And now I'm watching Rosalind Irvin warm up to pitch. Seems that her pitches are going a little bit far to the left. So I'm not sure how well her pitchers are going to do this inning, but hopefully for the Carmel fans that we have in attendance here, she's able to, or Carmel is going to be able to get in her head and get her to mess up those pitches, get a couple walks, and hopefully get some points on the board here.
As the last chance for Carmel to get runs on the board, this is a last chance. 3 batters up. These are basically, it all rests in their hands. If they cannot get on base, Noblesville walks away with a 6-run advantage and wins this game. And Carmel, if they are able to at least get on base, they have a chance to really start a rally and answer back.
That's right, Casey. Noblesville is now in their positions on the field. Carmel still has yet to come out of the dugout fully.
As it looks like there may be a batting change later up, as we just saw Ginger Britton, the head coach for Carmel, talk to the umpire. But Bella Davis is going to be the batter first to start off for the bottom of the 7th inning against Rosalind Irvin. So Isabel Davis has the chance to start a rally here if she can get on base. Irvin lines up for her first pitch, and it's going to be a called strike. High strike, as it looks like Ginger Britton is talking over to Isabel Davis, saying wait for the ball to drop a little bit and get your barrel of the bat on it, and we can possibly walk out of here with a home run.
That's right, Casey, as Isabel Davis is preparing for the next pitch from Irvin.
And Irvin's going to throw a high ball there, so a 1-1 count now. 0 outs up on the board. 14-8 is the score here at the home field of Carmel. And Noblesville being able to walk in here and basically explode more than Carmel has as they put up 14 runs. And Irvin's going to look down Isabel Davis as she sends this one. It's going to be another high ball, so a 2-1 count now. Count on the side of Isabel Davis, so a chance for her to really get out of this one with a walk.
Looks like Isabel Davis is still taking her practice swings, getting ready for the next pitch from Irvin.
Irvin lines up for her next pitch. Isabel Davis shoots that one, foul ball there, so she's going to be 2-2 count in favor of Irvin now with 2 strikes, 0 outs. 14-8 is your score here at Cherry Tree Field, home of the Carmel Greyhounds. Carmel exploded early in the bottom of the 4th inning with 8 runs, and Noblesville has continued their dominance, scoring in every single inning up until the 7th inning, which was the first time they were shut out, as Irvin sends this one, and it's going to be called a high ball now, so a 3-2 count, full count. Now, it basically even on both sides, so it's even for the pitcher and it's even for the batter for a chance to either strike out or get a walk. But a chance to put this ball into play would be great momentum shifter for the Carmel Greyhounds. As Irvin lines up for her next pitch, could be the last pitch unless It's a walk, and that one's going to be shot up to the second and shortstop, and it's going to be called out as we just saw a great play by the second baseman, shooting that one over the first baseman, Mac Harvey, for the Noblesville Millers, and she reached out off the base and got Davis out of that one.
Yeah, Casey, that was another very disappointing play for Carmel. Just a half second too late, and now Noblesville has one out over Carmel as Carmel's next batter is up. Looks like that's going to be Alexander Longstreth.
Alex Longstreth waiting for the pitch from Irvin, and she's going to try and put that one into play. It's going to go to the shortstop, sent back over to Harvey, the first baseman. It's going to be another quick out, and up next is going to be Ella Weir, a chance for her to get some base runners out there on the bases, but every time we've seen her, she's done a great job. So this is her chance to really, this is the last chance for Carmel basically to even get a chance to get anyone on base, as we see the same shift that Noblesville has done, sending 3 of their infielders over to the left side and leaving the entire right field open. So if Weir can send that one over to the right field, there's a chance that it could be called a home run, inside the park home run, if she can get over that big gap in right field.
You're right, Casey. If Ella Weir can get the ball over to right field, she might be able to get a run, but I'm afraid that Carmel's luck has run out since we are at the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs already. It will take a very large miracle for Carmel to even get up to 4 runs. As
it's now a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Last chance for Carmel to get any runs on the board. Ella Weir, the last hope for the Carmel Greyhounds, as it's a 14-8 lead for Noblesville, walking into the home field of Carmel and basically destroying any hopes of winning very early, as they were able to have an 11-0 lead, as it's now at 1-2 count in favor of the pitcher. And Roslyn Irvin has a chance to really come into this game, only giving up 2 runs, and shut out Carmel from there.
It looks like Ella Weir is going over to head coach Ginger Britton and getting some words of wisdom from her.
As we're going to see, Ginger Britton may be changing up the strategy, as Ella Weir really comes in here for just trying to bunt and put the ball into play. And with no one on base, it may be time for her to finally get a full swing and really stand in there, as we see her warm up her swing. So this may be the chance that Ginger Britton is going to give her and tell her, put this one into play and try and shoot it over to that gap that they're giving you. As a very wonky pitch came out of the hand as Roslyn Irvin, she's laughing that one off, as that one may have slipped out of her hand. So a 2-2 count now with 2 outs.
Yeah, thank goodness Ella Weir got out of the way of that one, because that looked like it was going right for her head there.
If the ball did hit her, she would have advanced to first base off of a hit by pitch, but Irvin is going to lock into this one and try and close out the game, as she's going to swing and a miss there. So Noblesville is going to walk away with this one as a 14-8 victory in the home field of the Carmel Greyhounds. Gigi, Carmel basically shut out almost the entire game, except for the bottom of the 4th inning. We saw great playing out of probably the star of the show for Carmel, may have been Jaden Kleiner. She started the 2-out rally in the bottom of the 4th and also had great plays in the infield. And also another star for Carmel would have to be Alex Longstreth. Any ball that was hit into the center field, she was able to get right under. And for Noblesville, who would you say were your favorite players to watch?
Honestly, Casey, the pitcher, Roslyn Irvin, she really came through after McGee failed to get enough good pitches off to shut Carmel out. But Roslyn Irvin came in there, and she definitely limited Carmel on their runs and their hits. And I would say it was because of her that Carmel did not advance past a point, so that they did not advance, or they did not score anything past the bottom of the 4th inning. But nonetheless, this has been a very disappointing game for Carmel fans, as I can see the Noblesville team chanting to all their fans in the stands, and Carmel fans are slowly walking out of here.
Carmel fans are running out of here faster than a deer in headlights, it looks like. So final score of the game is going to be 14-8. Carmel walks away with a loss, advancing their record now to 1-4. Wow. Noblesville Millers are going to continue this streak of dominance over the Carmel Greyhounds as they win for the 3rd time in a row with a 14-8 victory. I've been Casey Stevens. Alongside me has been Gigi Welp. This has been CHTV, and thank you all for listening.